We're gonna switch over to... I get to change things around. Okay.
So we're only missing Matrim tonight?
Matrim and Thangart, you are both missing, both of them tonight.
I see.
Thangart, for the purposes of this, will be with you, but just will be very, very quiet, and will probably ignore a lot of attacks of this evening, if any.
So, normal for him.
Yeah, fairly normal for him. Right. Got this up. Their music. Alright, so...
No, I don't want to be first.
Yep, talking order is up for you guys. Thing.
It's like everything else, dude. You can always pass on it.
Oh, who's that? Yeah, Dan, you want to go before me?
You can always pass, yeah. You're always allowed to pass as well. Alright.
I don't know who Dan is. My name's Tieran. Alright, are we kicking this off? I assume we're all
Yes. Alright,
in the
so...
end.
Playing with my shiny new heavy dice.
Good for you.
Alright, so we're gonna move over here.
Alright, well, just a quick recap outside of...
Quick recap of what happened. During...
No, I'm talking about, like, our RP session. We're all on... Oh, Jesus, Salix, I didn't even see that, man. That sucks. Oh, natural one to start the night. Let's hope you go uphill from there.
Yep, let's just hope.
I'm getting them out of the way now so I can get
Yeah,
my
Clarissa's not doing too much better. Okay, so we're all good on our plan to... Clarissa and I are going to go talk to Lady Moonfire. Are you all coming? What are the rest of you doing?
I'll come.
Yeah, I assume we'll all go to Lady Moonfire and then
Alright, so...
arrange that transportation. So
Okay.
are we going to Eros or are we going to Plona? Because we had a note for each.
Well,
Yeah.
Eros is on the
Are
way.
we rested?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You
we're
know-
rested.
You
We
just-
spent
Okay.
the night again.
You just woke
I-
up. You just woke up from a rest.
Did not
Clarissa
have a whole lot of life left.
Clarissa burst into flames. And
Yeah.
lost a shit ton of hit points.
Yeah,
27,
Fucking gnomes.
bad times.
Oh, that's just your class. That was your class's fault. Your class had a very depressing, very, very depressing portion of it.
I do think I am. I do think I have the highest average DPS though. So I
You
can't-
do, and I mean, you have a pretty
Well,
solid...
average DPS is a bit of redundancy.
Yeah, DPS doesn't really matter.
DPS is an average.
more of a DPT. But anyways, we're progressing from there. Yeah, so Clarissa is looking a little rough. She went upstairs to
Okay, well, what is my... Oh, that is one thing I did
went
not...
upstairs to begin sleeping it off.
That is one thing I did not adjust on my sheet. 2 seconds. I gotta go... Fuck. Alright, I gotta go grab my book. I'll be right back. But,
Now it's not a time for fucking.
No,
What
I
is
just...
it?
I thought I had my handbook over at my table here, and it is on my bureau, so...
All right. So you guys awake? As
Yeah,
you wake
we're
up,
awake.
As you wake up,
So
you come
Clarissa
down,
is still wounded, or did
She's-
she recover from her long
as you
rest?
guys were as you were having breakfast.
That's what I
sh-
thought.
As you were having
That's when that
breakfast,
went down.
she burst into flames. Was relatively was kind of odd and weird, and she then proceeded to go upstairs and rest. She is currently still upstairs at the moment. You guys we're picking up right as we left off. You guys are just finishing up your breakfast. You've been informed by Marsh that the townspeople are very grateful that you have dealt with.
Oh yeah,
these
Marsh, thank you for the free breakfast.
these wonderful things. So he nods and goes about the rest of his business that he's working on around the tavern and around the tankard. What do you guys wish to do?
I say we...
Go get Clarissa and let's go to see Lady Moonfire.
Right? Yeah, we're all settled up with Marsh, right? For the rooms and whatnot. We don't have like a tab little
yeah.
before we
You
leave.
guys are fine.
He,
Right, just double checking.
anything that wasn't paid off, I'm pretty sure is comped right now.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Okay.
It's a good fair reasoning to that being comped.
Just double checking. Yeah, I say we go check on the gnome and...
All right. You guys make your way up. You make your way upstairs to Clarissa's room. Knock on the door.
You just hear the faint sound of sobbing from inside the room.
Okay.
Tyrion, would you like to? You seem to get along best with Clarissa. Would you like to take a crack at this?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Clarissa, can I? It's Tyrion.
Oh, Elfie, yeah, you can come in. Everybody else stay out there.
Okay. So I walk in.
Tyrion walks into the room, not the door, closes the door behind him. You walk in.
How's she looking?
You walk in. You see Clarissa sitting on her bed, kind of almost curled up into a small little ball. As you walk in, the first thing that hits you is this immediate smell of burnt hair. The ends of her pink hair are currently a little. They're black, basically, giving her a very interesting look. Her head is currently face down, like kind of in her arms. Her arms are on her knees, and you just hear this slow, just intake of breath as she seems to be trying to compose herself.
Okay. Little Numb, you look like you're in rough shape.
Yeah, I really hurt myself. I've never done that before.
Okay, well, if you wouldn't mind, I can heal you.
Yeah, that would be appreciated. But what if I never learn to control my powers? It's haunted me my whole life. Oh my god! And she just kind of starts crying again.
Okay.
At this point,
No, that's fine. I've had experience with hysterical women. I can handle this. That is both RP and real life intersecting right there. By the way.
I think all of us have.
So meta.
That's a
Yeah,
fair
that is
point.
that is a meta statement right there. That's all right. So it's just like, okay, settle down. I'm sure with time you'll gain better control. For the moment, just stay very still, and I'm gonna place my hands gently on her forehead and restore, 15 HP.
All right.
Just gonna burn my whole lay on hands pool because I have no idea how much she hurt herself, but it looks pretty bad. So that's all I got.
All right.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
That was pretty bad.
Okay,
Yeah.
so 15 hits point. 15
As
back.
As you reach over and place your hand on her forehead, it's not really necessarily the forehead. It's more like the back of the head, as her head is currently, her face is currently being covered by her arms. You reach up to your oak symbol pendant, your oak symbol that you, or your oak pendant that you have hanging around your neck. You focus on the holy essence of, where's my notes? Because I actually had to freaking figure out how to say this earlier today. Rillifane. You focus on the holy essence of Rillifane, and you feel the healing energy pulse through you into Clarissa. And as you open your eyes, there's a slight greenish glow to Clarissa, almost an aura, but it's not quite visible. It's just there's a slight green glow to Clarissa as you finish the spell. The green glow slowly fades. Clarissa looks a little better. Definitely is looking a little better. Her hair, the end of her hair is still blackened, but she's definitely looking a lot better now.
Ah, thank you, Elf. I don't know what you just did, but it seems to help a little bit.
Well, you're most welcome. Take care not to hurt yourself anytime soon, though, because I will not be able to help you again until I rest.
Yeah, I sorry about the emotions there. I just have never quite had full control over myself, and I've never managed to injure myself that badly, and it scared me.
Well, that is understandable.
Do you think?
With time, I'm sure your control will grow.
Do you think Lady Moonfire seemed to? I don't know if you caught. Well, I'm sure you caught it. I mean, you've been staring at her relatively closely every time we're around her, but she seems to be a rather accomplished magician. Do you think she would be able to help me at all?
Probably more than anyone else in this town. and we should be paying her a visit anyway. Could not hurt to ask.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the rest of the group is waiting for us. If you feel well enough to travel.
Yeah. Just step outside for a moment so I can change. I got some new clothes the other day, and I would like to be presentable for the lady.
That's a good call. Those clothes you're wearing now still kind of smell like soot. And I step outside.
But before you leave, she like hugs the back of your leg. Her head doesn't come up very far, and she's like, "Thank you. It's good to have a friend."
You actually get around to hugging him before he actually stands up. So Clarissa, you are standing full height, but Kieran is currently still sitting on the bed.
Aww.
You guys are having a
This
moment.
little hug. There.
Friend moment.
It's adorable.
Write that down on my notes. All right. So I'm gonna give her a chance to get cleaned up.
You lead out of the room.
Rest of the group. You know, the gnome was not in great shape, but she's doing much better now, and will join us shortly. I say we retire downstairs.
You guys
wait
make your
for
way
her until we
downstairs.
set out.
Make your way downstairs, down into the bottom of the tankard. You're able to just relax, listen about. You do hear as you're down in the common room. You hear a few members of the early morning patrons who are visiting the establishment. You hear them talking about how about the news of how Neros has been apprehended and has been captured. Though granted, never seemed really hard to find the guy. It's just he seemed to always be somehow avoiding escape, or people were always too afraid to stand up to him. The Temple of Bahamut, you hear, is beginning preparations for a trial of Neros, and from what you gather, you can also hear whispers and mentions of a few of the names that you guys had given to the priest of the temple. How there's a few preparations beginning for that. How they are currently being held at the city guards, actually within the Temple of Bahamut's own personal holding cells. It was relatively news. About 5 to 10 minutes later, Clarissa comes down the stairs in this very... I take it these are the new ones, Clarissa?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. In this very elegant, almost ridiculously bubblegum pink... I think it was pink. Was that what I said?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, I was right the first time. This almost ridiculously very bright bubblegum pink dress with a slit coming up the left leg. As she's walking down towards you, she's also wearing a relatively almost same color jacket that then extends down to the ground, almost creating this slight kind of wispy train as she walks. It's very sparkly, very pink, very noticeable as she comes walking down the stairs. Actually.
Well, don't you look nice?
Why, thank you. I thought I needed something more than those plain old traveler's clothes. Being a magician and all.
I'm sure that'll be a very stealthy disguise.
You certainly look the part of magician.
Look, Karma, I've never been much for the public, in case you haven't picked that up yet.
Well, should we be off?
Yes, let's go.
All right.
All right. As you guys walk out of the tankard, and look up and down the street, you see everything seems to be proceeding as normal today here in the town of Loudwater. You make your way. You guys are heading to Lady Moonfire's house. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
First
You
date.
guys begin making your way through the town. As you are crossing through. As you're crossing through the middle of the town square at this point, it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. So business is starting to pick up. Go ahead and everyone make a quick perception check.
Oh, fuck. Well, I can perceive that the Flyers suck right now.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, phone.
Natural 20.
Damn.
Nice.
I like this stuff.
That's a fun die.
That's a brand new die.
Perception? Oh, not natural 20. So 20.
All right. As you're walking through the as you're walking through the town square, you gaze around, and Ryven, you notice this most of all, but there are your guys' presence is become very well known in this area. There are small children who are tugging on their parents' clothing, kind of pointing over you, at which point the parent then tells them not to point, slaps their hand down, but then they look up and stare at you for a moment, and then kind of realize what they're doing and try to go about their business.
I'm gonna tie the things around my face just a little bit tighter.
All right. Sounds good. It's an odd sensation. It's a very odd sensation to have this many eyes on you, and for a few of you, it puts you very, very much out of your comfort zone. You guys progress out the west gate. Guards just let you pass. At that point, you make your way down the road a little bit as you get to the very welcome sight of Lady Moonfire's two-story house. The wraparound porch is a very, very welcome sight to see, almost like a little hideaway. And you're starting to understand a little bit why she lives out this far away from town. Her guard standing at the front gate allows you guys entry. You make your way up to the front. You make your way up the road and up to the front porch. As you approach, you hear this very, very loud voice shouting from inside the house. Just very, very angry, very yelling, very loudly. And this is right as you guys are about to knock on the front door.
Do we recognize the voice?
You do not recognize the voice. You wait for a moment, and you hear quiet. For those of you who have a little bit heightened sense of hearing, so Tyrion, Ryven, and Karma, you guys swear you can hear Lady Moonfire's voice in a more calming manner, but you then all of a sudden hear the loud shouting voice going again, kind of yelling obscenities, and then also yelling of it's like, well, if someone's not going to go look for her, I'm going to go find her myself, and just things like that. Very, very as though as she is hearing this news as though someone is hearing a news for the first time and is wanting to go act very quickly on this stuff that she is.
Salix steps up to the door and bangs loudly.
All right, beat me to it.
Knock on the door. The voice is mid-sentence, pretty much just hushes as soon as they hear that, and a moment passes. The door opens, and Lady Moonfire is standing there, and says, "Ah, you've returned. Welcome. Please come in. She ushers you into the main common room, where we're standing in the corner. You look around. There is. Where is this character description? It's in the wrong document that I don't have with me. Pressing. I apologize for not being as prepared as I could be, guys.
I dig the farm animal sounds in the background.
I tried.
Are there farm animals? Oh, okay. Nice. I feel like I'm playing Warcraft.
I need to get some better sounding shit. Standing in the corner, leaning against leaning against the far wall of the room, is a curly chestnut-haired woman. The hair barely brushes her shoulders. Very deep blue eyes. She's wearing what looks like fairly worn traveling garb. A white tunic with a brown vest and riding trousers, boots that look to be caked in dirt and dust. A small, expensive gold dagger, or gold-handled dagger, hangs at her side. Lady Moonfire says, ushers you guys into the common room and says, "Please, please have a seat. You guys, you look quite tired but well rested by the look of it."
Wait, we look quite tired but well rested.
I'm
Alright,
sorry.
Hold on. I gotta
my
channel
emotions-
that. No, hold on.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. My emotions are a little, or have been getting the best of me.
Fair enough.
Morning.
Greetings to you, Lady Moonfire. We came to speak to you about what we discussed yesterday morning. We were successful with the information that you gave us, and we would like to talk to you about that, but we didn't realize we'd be interrupting.
You're not. At which point she gives a slight glance off to the woman who's standing at the far corner. We were just having a discussion, and I was informing my niece of the loss and the situation that you have been investigating for me. At which point the woman says, "You mean my cousin who has apparently gone missing in this past month, and you didn't bother to send word to your brother? Even if he is your half-brother." "Yes, I unfortunately have not had the opportunity between running the town and trying to find someone to look for Elena."
And you have found them. In fact, we have very good leads as to where the children might be. And
Tyrion, looking at the woman, and looking specifically at her ears, you notice that they are rounded. They are. This is a mid-20s woman. She is very, very much human.
all right, well, I can roll with that too. Just need all the information.
Lady Moonfire has taken her normal seat that she normally sits in at just in front of the window of this great basically hosting room, and says, "Where are my manners? This," and she gestures over to the woman, says, "is Bria Rose." And Tyrion, how do you say the last name? Because I don't think I ever figured that one out.
Foxerith.
Voxeris. Thank you.
Fox. These are Foxeris.
Very well done.
Sorry.
I for one did not come up with this NPC. I allowed for DJ to come up with this one. So it is Bria Rose Voxeris.
ERIOS?
No, spelling's in chat now.
BREA Rose, all one name. Voxeris, and then the last name is in chat as well.
Cool. I'm
At
so
which
proud.
point,
Yep.
for those fun nerdy things that I get to do that I don't have to do, I absolutely applaud and very enjoy these things. At which point Bria Rose says, "You can just call me Bree." That's
Like the
everyone else.
cheese?
It's what everyone else calls me.
All right, Brie it is.
Clarissa's going to walk over to Bree and say, "It might make you feel better if you can help us in the search for your missing family member," and hand her the note that Clarissa found in the cage in the hideout. And she's going to say, "Do you recognize this handwriting? We found it in the lair where we captured Narrows," which I'm sure you've heard about because everybody else in the town seems to have.
Yes, we were all quite friends.
Yes, my aunt was just informing me of this Narrows that you captured. I am relatively impressed, but unfortunately it still falls on my aunt for not having him tried originally. Alright, and which note is this that you're handing her?
The one I found in the cages.
Is that the one that... which one's that?
That's the helper being kidnapped by lizard men or something
Yeah.
Is
like
that
that.
the
It was all
hand-scrawled
very
one, or
Star
is that...
Trek.
Yeah, it's the hand-scrawled one.
Alright.
Snake men. It's
Bree,
snake.
Bree snatches fairly quickly up the note, reads over it, and says, "Snake men. I've never heard of such individuals. At least not. But then again, I'm also not normally from around these parts. Interesting." Lady Moonfire looks over at you and specifically you, Tyrion, and says, "The Snake Men also are the Najaran Snakes, a band of bandits who normally roams the western areas of the western outskirts of the Loudwater territory. Unfortunately, they have been
What was this?
not unfortunate, but fortunately they've been silent of late. But that has me quite worried, actually.
What was that group?
What was the direction there? The
Western, or sorry, not western, eastern, actually, towards Arrows.
What was that group called?
The Najaran Snakes.
The Jaran Snakes.
Najarans.
They have grown rather quiet of late, which is odd.
Wait, like Jaren, like Xaren?
Yeah, that.
Naxar isn't. Okay, never mind.
Or
Okay.
however you want to spell it. I'm giving you the pronunciation, and you guys can spell it the way you want.
No, I'm just asking because I had a note here from last session about Zarin, and I was
Wonder if they're related.
wondering if I took the note wrong, and then
You might have, because I did mention it last session. It was
okay. So is Zarin a person?
Najaran. No, there is no Zarin.
Led
Okay,
by
then I
Zark,
definitely took that
right?
wrong. Najaran snakes. Thank you.
I have a butcher and Zark.
Yes,
Yep,
Being
Zark.
needed
the
possible
butcher
Jara.
and Zark is the dwarven child thief. Not a thief of dwarf children. Well, maybe also
Maybe.
that.
Possibly, don't know.
But he
We
is
also
dwarven
we
and a
found
child.
another letter, some correspondence between the Lady of Shadows and a person styling himself the Butcher,
Yes.
who resides in Plona. We believe that's where the Lady of Shadows has fled to, as the letter pertained to their meeting very soon.
As soon as you mentioned the butcher and Plona in conjuncture, a few of you who are watching, who are looking at Bree and like just watching, all of the color just drains from Bree's. The butcher, you say? If that letter is truly from him, then these are dire times, and we should not. This further to prove my point, Ant. We need to progress forward soon and move on in order to save Elena and find her quickly as we can.
Fair lady, that is what has brought our group here. We plan to make haste towards Pelona, stopping in Arrows, and investigating these leads that we have found. We have come to ask your aunt's assistance in our travels and get any information we can that could further this cause. So,
At which point, Lady Moonfire.
rest assured, we're on it.
At which point, Lady Moonfire looks up and says, "Ah, yes. That reminds me. For your capture of Narrows, which thank you for that. Was unexpected but pleasant surprise to hear that this morning.
A trifle.
The merchants in town sent this ahead of you, and it just arrived slightly beforehand, but they seemed very grateful for the service that you had provided for them, of ridding them of having to pay that, in their words, dreaded security tax to the lady. At which point she pulls out a bag of gold and hands it over to you, Tyrion.
Oh, okay.
Opening it up, you see. Opening up, you find something that looks about in the neighborhood of about 2,000 to 2,100 gold pieces in the bag itself.
Excellent. Gonna hand it to
You guys
Clarissa.
Let's say what you guys can divvy up however you
And
see.
be like,
fit.
well, we can divvy this up before we take off, but for the moment, we must make haste. We've wasted enough time, and I fear the children might be in some danger.
I agree.
Clarissa, you just hold on to that. I don't want to look greedy in front of these ladies, so.
Bree looks up quickly and says, "I agree. We must hurry and move forward. We have horses that we could take and follow the main roads, or we could possibly follow, from what my aunt tells me, the direction that the children were being smuggled out of this town. Neros was interrogated last night by the priests of Bahamut, and they were able to find some information." At which point, Lady Moonfire looks over and says, "I was getting to that. The priests were able to ascertain that the children or ascertained from Neros that the children were being taken out of the town via the boat, the Pale Trout, and it has not been docked here for some time. But Neros said that it would leave Loudwater from the docks and proceed downstream, down the river of Loudwater. After that, crossing into the high moors that lie directly to the east of us.
Okay.
Sorry, the west of us. The west of us. Sorry.
How long does it take for a merchant ship to travel from Loudwater to Eros?
That was.
Anywhere between it is the quickest form of travel between here and Eros. Anywhere between in about a fortnight to 20 days.
Oh Lord. Well, how long would that trip be on horseback?
On horseback, you'd have to skirt around a mountainside, and it would almost double the timing that you're needing to get there.
I say we don't do that then, because that's.
In order to go out via horseback, you'd have to travel south from Loudwater until you come to a crossroads, and instead of continuing south to Duskhall, you would then turn west to Eros from there.
Yeah, are there any like Mines of Moria-esque shortcuts?
That worked out so well for them.
Yeah, we all get
Moria.
Well,
what is
it
this,
worked out
what is
fine
this
for
place
everyone
that you
but Gandalf,
speak
and
of?
I don't use
I have not
magic.
heard of this realm.
Right. Are there any shortcuts?
I know that the
Like
Loudwater River.
dangerous, but
I know that the
Possibly riddled with 8 demons.
I know that the Loudwater River combines with another river farther down, and once you get to that point, there's a small village. There's a small village by the town of Suncall at that point that where that river runs directly through the middle of. It's going to be the next destination between here and Eros. At which point, Salix, it was you who bought the map, right?
Yeah, I bought the map.
Yeah, at which point Salix pulls out the
and
map.
handcuffs.
And handcuffs.
I
At which
come
point,
prepared.
Salix,
Yeah, seriously, man.
Salix pulls out the map, and as he consults it, you do see that the roads, the mainly traveled roads, you have to head south and then over to Eros, and right at that little juncture, there is a town called Dawncall.
Okay.
Maybe we should take a ship to, what's it called? Duncall?
Dawncall, as in
Dawn-
D A
We should
W N
take
call.
the ship to Duncall and then get steeds from there to Eros. Otherwise, we'd have to take the river all the way up to Trin and back.
And at that point, you're going to be rushing, and that is probably not the most wisest of actions, for you will be fighting the river at that.
Okay, so we can't take a ship down to Dawncall.
You can if you want. You can if you want to. Yeah.
So there's a, Duncall is here.
Dawncall would be right about that.
Oh, okay.
Scroll.
So take the
Alright,
ship.
where are we?
Take the ship from Loudwater down to Duncall,
Turn.
and then arrange other transportation
Oh, okay. I'm
from
on the.
Duncall to Eros.
Probably the best idea.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree. The ship to here. Okay, just so we're on the.
Have the
I was looking at the wrong part of the map. So.
crap. What were they called?
Do we have enough food to make that trek? Like, how long
We
is
can
that?
buy food.
Yeah, we'll buy.
Like we should stock up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have the Noxarian snakes been known to attack merchant ships anywhere along this river here?
Or has
a river?
anyone?
To the Lady Moonfire says, to the best of my knowledge, they have a holding place to the west of here, along the river. The Shia Isari Library, or at least what used to be that, is farther down the river of Loudwater and is within the High Moors. Very few of us residents of Loudwater ever trek that way because it has been known that some people have gotten lost and have never returned. Bree just kind of rolls her eyes as she hears that and says, "Time's wasting. We need to get moving forward."
It seems we should charter a ship. Turning to the group, I say, it seems we should charter a ship from Loudwater and let's go to Dusk Hall. Perhaps along the way, these snake men might show themselves, or perhaps we could pay a visit to this library if it's not too far off our path. When we get to Dusk Hall, we could then take horses to Eros, and it would be our fastest way there. We might even beat the ship.
Yeah, I agree with this plan.
Agreed.
I think
With
Yeah,
this money
whatever.
that we just received, we can afford more than enough supplies for the trek.
Yeah, I say we split up and someone charter the ship and someone else go get provisions.
Clarissa needs to talk to Lady Moonfire, so she's gonna stay right here.
Before we conclude this discussion about what's going on with Lady Moonfire, can Lady Moonfire perhaps set us up with a ship or recommend a good captain?
You can ask.
Okay, I did that. I just asked her that. Let's say I did that.
It's a very interesting way of asking, but sure.
Lady Moonfire, perhaps you
no,
could
it's
point us towards a captain or arrange a ship for us?
At which point she glances over at Bree and says, "I believe the way that Bree came will be more than sufficient to get you down the river to where you are. My brother owns quite an extensive fleet of boats, and by the sound of it, Bree chartered one herself and was able to get up here to Loudwater fairly quickly." And Bree just kind of nods and says, "Well, if you're coming along, I'll meet you down at the docks within I'll meet you down at the docks by approximately sunset this evening. We will begin progressing from there."
Sounds all right then. So we are agreed.
At which point she walks out of the room, and you hear her walking up the stairs, second floor.
Okay. My lady, what type of woman is this niece of yours? We may face combat and other unpleasant challenges before we bring her along.
She has been trained. Her father, my brother, has ensured of that. He had her in school and in combat training ever since she was very, very little, and was able to hold a sword. It was always interesting to watch her run around with her brothers as they fight, and basically just fights around with wooden sticks in our front yard whenever they would come out here for the winter time.
Where is your brother living currently?
Currently, I cannot say. The last letter I've had from him was he was in Eros conducting some business. He runs quite an extensive trading company that has been known to deal with many different countries around the world.
What's his name in case we can find him in Eros for some help?
character description. That's on a completely different document. Give me a second. Ah!
Did you take that from mine?
I think so, but I'm double checking.
Okay, Dranbriar would be
That's
her father.
Yep, Dranbriar is her father. Well, is Lady Moonfire's brother.
Yeah,
Half
sorry,
brother,
that
technically.
half brother. That's
Elena is Lady Moonfire's daughter, correct?
Elena
Yes.
is So if you're wanting the family tree, it's Lady Moonfire is a half elf. Elena is her daughter. You do not know the race of that daughter at the moment. You can make the assumption she's a half elf.
no, she's anywhere from a quarter to 3/4 of an elf. So
Which with half elves, it's all relatively the exact same thing. And then Dronbriar is Lady Moonfire's brother, who is currently living in Yep, that's it. Currently living or is doing business within Eros. And she also points out to the fact that he has been known to do business in Plona as well, and all throughout the country of Zevros. But the Voxerith trading company has been known to, also has holdings in countries of Serene and does business with Danforth as well.
Thank you, milady. Is there perchance a way you might write us a letter of introduction?
we have his daughter. Well,
Well-
I'm actually going to go upstairs and talk to her once we conclude this conversation. So
Well, I'd still rather have a letter just in case anything.
That's fine.
happens.
It will be done, and I'll pass it with Bree as she leaves as she is heading down to the docks this evening.
Many
Lady
thanks.
Moonfire, could you perhaps give us a physical description of your daughter? Perhaps you have a portrait or drawing?
Yeah. Very good questions tonight, guys. Thank you for keeping me on my toes. At which point she says, well, Elena is only 20 years old. She is only comes up to about your waist at this point. She kind
who
of
are we talking to?
she's talking primarily to Salix at this point.
Okay, just because we have some varied height party members here.
comes up to about your waist and has longer brown hair that reaches her back. There is a very distinct birthmark on her right arm in the shape of a crescent moon. Apart from that, she has the same green eyes that I do. Is pointy ears, half elven. It should be maybe not easy to find, but should be able to be found using those distinguishing.
Wait, she's 20 years old and she's like 4 feet tall?
Don't know the parentage.
Hey, fair enough. Just want to have my information straight.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on if it was elf.
No, I get
Depends
that.
on
I'm
if it-
just...
Yep. Ton of different information there. Yep.
Yeah,
That
that's...
is-
I just want to make sure I got the right stuff written down, that's all.
Yep, you're good.
I guarantee you we will encounter weirder things in this campaign than a
Oh, it is so
20-year-old girl that's 4 feet tall. That's...
So true.
You've already met me.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Fair
that's
enough. I
creepy
don't think
enough.
we'll encounter anything weirder than Clarissa in this campaign. I think
So
we
true.
hit that right off the bat. Weirdness achieved.
Done. Ding.
Salix, no, they don't.
They don't? Okay.
No, physically they mature at about the same rate. They're just not considered adult. They just age much slower.
Okay.
But physically, like they're gonna
They reach adulthood.
reach
at the same
physical
pace, and then they
adulthood at
stay
about
in
the same
adulthood,
pace,
or-
and then they just stay that way for a very, very long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And half elves especially physically mature at the same
Right.
pace because then their
It's,
lifespan is much.
Besides, I believe Clarissa would like to speak with you. Is
Yes.
Anything else that anyone else needs to mention? Otherwise,
If I
closing remarks.
could interject before Clarissa speaks with her and ask her if it would be all right if I spoke to Lady Moonfire. Would it be all right if I spoke to your niece before we take our leave and begin arranging our travel?
Didn't she already leave for town?
No, she went
No,
upstairs.
she's
Oh,
upstairs.
she went upstairs. Okay.
She is currently cooling off. She has been known to, shall we say, throw varying pieces of art out the window when she's in a mood like this, so that's your own risk, but it's at your own risk, but I believe that she can be calmed.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go do that then. Thank you for your time, my lady. We hope to find your daughter soon.
Alright, Tyrion, you
Just
walk
sort
out
of give
the-
a little bow and walk upstairs and try and
Tyrion
find.
does a little bow, walks out the room, and begins walking upstairs. Clarissa, the rest of you begin making. the rest of the party-
Second before I leave.
Go for it.
So you should know that in the dwarven ruin that we cleared out.
Oh my god, right.
Forgot to mention, you should probably spread this word among your guard that there is a room inside that has been sealed up, and it is full of zombies. Just so you know.
Just gonna drop
As
the
soon as you
zombie
mention
Do
that
what you
she-
will with that.
As soon as you mention
Good
the
luck.
the zombies, she gives a nod and says, "All right, I'll make arrangements with Edmund in the very near future, and we'll have some of our guard begin."
Wait,
begin
she's sending the
making
guard?
preparation.
Great,
Begin
this
making
town's gonna be
preparations.
overrun by zombies. Shit.
Begin making
Samson and
preparations.
Thomas.
Also, you should know that when we captured Naros last night, he gave a few names of men in the town guard. I have this list here for
Yeah,
you.
didn't the
Those men have
priest
already
stand
been.
that out? And we overheard the little.
Those men have already been taken care of and are currently being held within the confines of the Temple of Bahamut, awaiting their trial, which is set for about 2 days from now.
All right then. Okay, I guess we'll all step outside except for Clarissa.
Rest of you exit
Yeah, I'm upstairs, but I'm gonna let
Exit-
Clarissa go here.
exit out the house, and Clarissa, you are left alone with Lady Moonfire. Lady Moonfire stands, gives you a small courtesy as most of you leave. As most of you leave the house, and then resumes her seat in front of the window, saying, "And what can I do for you?"
Clarissa kind of walks up towards her, like somewhat pensively, like rubbing her hands together, and is like, "I'm sorry to bother you with this, my lady, but I can't help but notice that you are a rather accomplished user of the magical arts. You're rather subtle, but I have picked it up."
Her eyes narrow slightly and her eyes narrow slightly. That is a very well guarded secret. It is impressive that you were able to find this information. Might I ask who told you?
Oh, no one told me. I also am a practitioner of the magical arts. I am not just a show magician. I actually do wield the power of the winds of magic. But that's actually what I was hoping to speak to you about, since you seem much more in control than myself.
What were you hoping to gain? You just
Well-
looking for instruction? Because there are far better teachers than myself out in the world. Especially
Yes.
if you are traveling to the city of Eros, there are far much more accomplished individuals out there.
Well, you see, I trust you, and I've grown to enjoy your company in our time together in this, town, undertaking adventures on your behalf. And you see, I've never had much control over my powers. I'm not like other wizards who have studied the fabric of reality and learned to manipulate it, or like our elfie paladin or cleric who call on the power of their deity to manipulate reality. I just sort of will it and it happens, but sometimes not in the way I intended. And I grievously injured myself last night when I spontaneously burst into flames. And that's never happened before, and it rather frightened me.
Magic can be quite a frightening experience for those who are who are not knowledgeable within that realm of expertise. I unfortunately will not be able to teach you as I am not making this travel. I have a town to run. While you are out and about. I just implore you to please bring my daughter home safely. She is very, very dear to me. And I would hate to see anything befall her. I can I can give you a letter. There's an old friend of mine who lives in Eros, and as far as I know, is a very accomplished magician, and understands the way that magic works, and has been able to offer much guidance to individuals there.
Crystal looks slightly dejected, but says, "Thank you. I would appreciate that, and I would definitely seek them out. Many gnomes from my hometown are wizards, but I've never been like the others. They couldn't understand me at home, and I guess part of the reason I decided to wander the world as a magician is to find someone who could help me."
Well, it is understandable that you are looking for guidance and for the ability to understand these arcane powers that you possess, although from what I've seen in your actions and your already accomplishment of clearing the goblin horde and as well as ridding us of Naros and the Lady of Shadows recently, I don't see why I wouldn't be able to give you this letter and allow for you to continue growing the way that you should. When you reach Eros, there is a woman in the Cloudtop district that goes by the name of Maya. She is quite the accomplished magician, and even has been known from time to time to offer aid to the council that helps the Emperor rule there. I would suggest asking her for some guidance and some guidance in these ways.
Thank you, my lady. I will definitely do that, and I would appreciate your letter of introduction.
It will be done.
Okay, I'm
At
good.
which point she takes your hand and says, "You are very powerful, little gnome. I look forward to seeing what you do in the very near future, and hearing your tales and wonders sung from bards across this country of Zebros." She releases your hand.
Clarissa kind of giggles a little and breaks decorum and just kind of half jokingly says, "If I don't manage to explode myself first."
It's very rarely that half elves or elves laugh. It's a very lyrical laugh that you hear, and the laugh is almost music to an extent. She laughs for a fair moment and regains composure and says, "Let us hope not," and exits the room from there.
All right, cool.
Okay, Tyrion, what are you doing?
Walk upstairs and if she's, I guess I have no idea where she is up here.
No idea.
Well, I'm just gonna wander around upstairs and see if I can't hear or
All right.
see her. I don't know. Do I see her? What do I?
As you walk upstairs, you walk up to the first landing. And it's a long hallway. There's about there's two doors on your left and one door on your right hand side. farther down the hallway, there's a window letting in light that is coming down this hallway, allowing for a very nice illumination of just the wood interior that this house is. Roll a perception check. See if you notice what you notice or anything.
21. Woo!
On this floor, you take a moment and just kind of listen.
Yes, you're my new favorite dice now.
There appears to be no sound coming from this floor. But as you're listening, you hear a slight, as it sounds as though someone has just stepped very lightly on the floor above. Going over to the banister, you look up and you see a slight wisp of hair disappearing over the rail that was looking down this central, or this down the main, almost shaft is what it basically is. This main like entryway from the 3rd floor.
Okay, I'm gonna follow.
Yep. Upstairs to the 3rd floor, and once again, it's a longer hallway. There's 2 hallways that actually branch off to the left-hand side of this house that lead to other what you assume are other bedrooms and other places. At the very end of the hall is that same window, but there's appears to be a little just not really a couch, but kind of just a window seat that you see Bree is currently just sitting with one leg up, the other leg hanging down off of it, and she is just staring out the window at this point in time.
Okay, how far away am I? How long?
About 10 to 15 feet away from her.
Okay, so I can like speak to her without yelling.
Oh, easily, yeah. Easily.
Just checking. I don't want to be like screaming at the lady yet. My Lady Brearose, I wish to speak with you.
She continues staring out the window and continues staring out the window for a moment, looks over at you and says, "What can I do for you, Master Elf?"
I was quite moved by your strong feelings regarding finding the children and your desire to make haste. Clearly, your cousin? Yes. Right? Yes.
Yes, my cousin.
That would be a
She
cousin.
has been-
No, that was me.
She has
Clearly,
been
your
missing
cousin
for
means
quite
a
some
great
time.
deal to you. I, too, have a great interest in helping the young girl and finding her and making sure she remains safe. My name is Tyrion Froston. I have given your aunt my word that I would see her daughter home safe.
It is very noble of you, but unfortunately, nobility. Is that even a word?
Nobility.
Thank you.
Nobility is the word.
Thank you. Brain's not working at 100% tonight. I am ridiculously tired. It's good to see that nobility is still within this world, besides just the sayings of those in power. Good to see that someone still honors their word and honors their...
Indeed, I do not give my word lightly, and when I do, I follow through. I simply came to talk to you and get a feel for what experience you have and how well prepared you are for what may lay ahead. We have already fought some fierce battles in obtaining this information, and I have no reason to think that the path forward will be anything but more difficult.
At which point, as you're speaking through this, her hand moves swiftly to the dagger at her side. As she does, or as she pulls it out, she examines the blade and says, "This thing has served me well in the past." He flips it over once, catches it, flips it over again, catches it in the other hand. kind of flips it around a few times, like almost like just basically not necessarily playing with it, but showing very, very dexterous ability of using it. For a final flourish, she, without even looking, chucks it in your direction. It goes flying over your left shoulder, embedding itself in the wall behind you at the very top of this central entryway.
Okay. I'm going to not even blink at that because you missed.
Wasn't aiming.
I'm gonna go retrieve. Oh, I get that. I'm gonna go retrieve the dagger nonchalantly.
All right, you actually have to. It's actually like across, like it's entryway, like it's. Like,
it's
like entry. It's like entryway,
dagger.
and then, or it's like the banister that you're standing against at this moment in time, or standing like with your back to it. It's like flew over the entryway. That like there's like a central shaft at the very beginning that like, or at the very front door that like runs the entire up and down of this 3-story house, and it's currently on the other side of the wall. Like way out of reach. Like it's at least 10 feet away from you at this point in time.
Right, I can't like just walk over and get it.
No, you'd have to like jump off the banister and like then land like 3 stories down to grab it or to bring it down.
You know what? Never mind. I really hope she shows up with her dagger later, but that's fine. My lady, that was an impressive feat of skill, but it seems to me like retrieving the dagger may be a bit of a challenge. There are simpler ways.
At which point she looks.
Your prowess.
At which point she looks over at you and just gives you like this very, very stern look and says, "I have my ways, and I have been trained since I was very little to understand how and when to use such weapons. Where to hide them."
I take no offense. I doubt you not. I merely wish to offer my companionship, as we have a shared mission. Our group has fought battles together, but we are by no means bound to each other. You and I are of a common cause, and I wish to lend you my support.
Of that we are, and I look forward to finding my cousin with you.
Very well. I just wish to make introductions and take measure of you. You seem confident enough. I have no doubt you will be a helpful addition to our group in this quest. Sunset at the docks, I believe, is where we plan to meet.
Sunset, Master Elf, and I hope that you or your other compatriots don't get in my way of finding my cousin and dealing justice to those who took her.
I, too, have interest in dealing this justice. We shall not impede you. Until sunset, then, I shall take my leave. And I just turn and walk away.
All right. You begin walking down the stairs. Make it to the front door. Make it to the front door. Anything else you want to do as you're here, or are you walking out?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Walk out the front door. The rest of your group is you and Clarissa. You meet Clarissa at the bottom of the stairs as Clarissa is walking out the door as well at the same time. Relatively, you are, and you walk out the front door at the same time. The rest of your group is seems to be apparently lounging on the front deck, as it were, which is or porch. Quite interesting. Quite interestingly.
I was gonna say that seems like a interesting scene. That would be this crew.
You guys make your way back down into the town of.
Leaning against a wagon wheel.
Thangard is currently not with you guys today. Oh wait, no, actually he is. I lied. Matrim's the one.
Yeah, he probably just found a nearby wagon wheel.
Thangard is currently leaning against one of the posts, smoking his pipe at this moment in time. You guys begin making your way back to the town of Loudwater. What do you guys wish to do to prepare for your journey?
Well, it seems if anyone needs to visit any merchants, now is the time to do it. We need to arrange for supplies.
No, let's divvy up the gold. Clarissa.
I could do that.
Now seems like a...
If it's okay with you, Actually, no, that's fine. Or maybe just take divvy up 1400 GP. That's an even break between 7 members, and then the rest we can take to buy our supplies, and then divvy up what's left of that.
Yeah,
so
looking through the pouch,
200
it was 2,100 gold pieces in total.
which would be 300 divided by 7.
So do we?
I think it's a good idea to keep a central supply fund. Clarissa kind of nods and then starts counting out the gold.
Karma agrees if we would keep some in a party-wide fund, like for rations.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be nice to go and buy the rations from the group fund rather than our personals.
So
Yeah.
how about 200 each, and then leave 700 in the pool?
Yeah, the only thing that would be left is who would carry the group funds, and I nominate Tyrion to do it.
Here's a out of character
Wait,
question. How
what
much
are you
does
nominating me to
gold
do?
Weigh?
Gold weight doesn't matter.
Yeah, gold weight doesn't matter. Yes.
Weight and size doesn't matter. Okay, good.
No.
Not for gold, it won't.
'Cause
This isn't that kind of game.
If you're feeling
I'm
too
saying-
RP, I guess you could break it, or if you have a lot of gold, you could up it to platinum pieces.
I was gonna say, yep,
Save
that you can.
weight.
You can do if you feel so compelled to. It's just more of a currency thing at this point.
Okay.
It's not
No, I
really
was
something
just
that's gonna worry about
curious.
too much for the actual.
I have a lot of gold so far.
It's not a bad thing.
So we can.
Alright.
So it's 200 each and then 700 in the pot.
700 for provisions.
Yeah, and Clarissa's gonna hand the bag with the provision money to Tyrion.
Good God, man, you guys really trust me.
I'm okay with this.
You were
Alright.
the cleric. I mean, I wouldn't give it to
I am not a cleric.
I'm a
He's a
cleric.
paladin.
or the cleric. Or
Oh, you or the cleric. It's like just because I heal gnomes when they light themselves on fire.
Not
no, I
for
just mean
jack
you two
shit.
being like very honorable and not letting me and Karma there kill Neros. So I'd go with you two.
Well, fair enough. All right.
All right, so who's getting the divvy up, Pat? Or the party
Tyrion
funds?
has it.
All right, Tyrion's got the party funds. Okay.
So I've got the party funds.
Juxer, how much was in that in total?
So it's 200 each, and then 700 in the pot.
All right, so I've
700
got.
There was no other party funds before that. It was just, this
Before
is the
that,
first
no,
time.
there was no party.
No, that
Yeah,
was it.
We have a total of 700 gold pieces in the pot, or in the party funds at the moment.
All right.
We need a good name for this. Can we call it the?
The brothel bag?
The
Are we-
brothel bag? Yes.
That works.
700 gold in the brothel bag.
Good lord.
All right, so let's head back to
God.
town and
You
let's
guys are already
knock off
back
the-
in town. You're back
let's
to
knock-
the
let-
normal area that you're in.
All
the
right,
town
well, let's
square
go
at this
knock
point in
off
time.
the provisions first. Where would be a good place to go and do that?
Do we need to actually go buy that, or can we just purchase it and we move on?
Yeah, let's
You
just. I
can
mean,
you can just
how
say
much
purchasing
could
it.
I take out
I
of the
did some
brothel
rough
bag?
math for rations and other supplies, and it'd be about 200 for 7 people for a 20-day trip. Probably.
Well, let's say 8 people because we're gonna have Brea with us.
Well, okay, are we paying for her?
I mean, let's
You're
bring
not,
enough
you're
for
not
her
sure.
just in case.
Well, okay, so
And the gnome seems to have quite an appetite for one her size. So,
call it 250 for enough food for all of us.
all right, guys, we have 450 GP left in the brothel bag.
Okay.
All right, well,
Good lord.
Karma is
Have
good
provisions.
to go. Actually, you know what? Karma wants to check. He wants to go and check for some better daggers than the ones he has right now.
Luckily, you have a party member that might have some.
That party member's keeping them. We went over this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they went over that earlier. They're keeping
I
back
gave him my normal daggers.
Felt bad for that.
I
What?
use daggers. I just haven't used them yet. So don't.
What are the stats on those new daggers? 'Cause I actually-
+1 to hit and attack if you got the same
Yep.
ones.
So if you get it's
or
a
to hit and
it's the same
damage,
thing.
right?
Yeah, yes, it's the same thing. It's just a +1 enchantment. It is a keen. It's basically a keen dagger. It is plus like as you're. It gives you +1 as you're attacking, and then so whatever your attack roll is, then +1 to the damage roll as well.
I have one of those.
Yeah.
I have 2.
He threw one at me and I went and collected it, so.
Yeah, I frisked him, so maybe you
Yeah.
just need to start feeling up strangers.
I tried that before. I ended up touching a goblin.
Okay, so Karma, you're looking for other daggers.
Oh, that's right,
around
the
town?
goblin loincloth.
Yeah.
Where are you looking at the time?
Well, I previously visited like the general weapons place.
Mhm.
I want to go to like just any one of them. Doesn't matter. I'm going to ask for maybe some place that might sell enchanted daggers or more expensive, the higher quality daggers. I'll ask for.
Yeah, the place that you're probably going to find one, or that you might find something, would be at Garwin's. He's the one who seems to deal with most of that type of things, or most of those type of items and oddities that seem to pass through this town that no one's really 100% sure what is happening or what it has to deal with.
All right. Well, let's go to Garwin's then and ask for any enchanted weaponry he might have.
All right, you walk into
Swords,
Garwin's.
daggers.
Garwin basically tells you that you need to well, you need to look around the shop a little bit. He's still just sitting on his counter where he normally sits. You'll need to look around the shop a little bit. Whatever we have out there, whatever is out there, I can tell you possibly how it came into our possession if I remember it. But you'll have to look around and see what you can find.
All right. So let's look around. Look for some. I want to find either
Hey.
short swords or daggers.
Make an investigation check, good sir.
Investigation.
You are
don't
rewarded
say.
with an investigation check. As I look up other things that I fucking forget how to fucking do shit with.
It is a 15.
That's interesting. Okay, cool. All right, so looking around the shop, you're able to find 3 relative daggers that you think might fit what you are wanting to find. You find one dagger that, as you pick it up, it feels very, very. It feels very, very very well balanced. Very, very much as though like if you flung this at anybody, it's going to do pretty much exactly what it's going to hit and it's going to land. It's going to be a very, very interesting and easy way to, or something that would work well.
Okay.
So you find one of those. You find one dagger that is immediately as you pick it up, a very overwhelming warmth. It's like hits your hand, and it's not hot to touch, but it's warm. It's warmer than the air. It's warmer than anything that you have felt, and it feels very, very, very good. Like the grip was like almost meant for your hand. Very, very, very nice.
Okay.
Very nice dagger. That one's a little bit more. That one's more curved. Has a little bit more of a curve to it. And the final one you find. Is something that seems to be relatively reasonable. What you can ascertain is just a regular dagger that is passing through. It's got a nice ornate hilt to it. Nothing that would catch the eye of a thief, but something that if you very much needed this in a fight, it would possibly be something that was very doable. Or
Okay.
it would not fail you.
I'm gonna ask Garwin for the price of individually each of the daggers, not collectively, just each one individually.
The one that is warm to a touch is warm to the touch is about he tells you a long story of how this traveler came in with the dagger and said that he had fought a dragon and killed a dragon. And this was one of the items that had come into his possession as he was going through the dragon's lair. He says that dagger will be about 500 gold pieces in total. The finer one, the one that feels very, very balanced, he tells you is about 250 gold pieces. For the one that feels as though it would never let you down, he tells you is worth quite a lot if the story is to be believed. and it gives you a price of 5,000 gold pieces for that one.
Okay. I'm going to say to Garwin, and there's no discounts for one of the men who brought in Neros.
That's with the discount, actually.
Much appreciated. I'd like to purchase the warm dagger.
Okay. Total of, all right, it's 500 gold. You hand the gold over to him. So go ahead and mark that off on your sheet.
Okay.
And
then can I belatedly ask Clarissa to come in with me?
you as you're leaving the shop, you are kind of flipping the dagger over. It's landing in your hand every time. It's a very, very, very nice. Every time it leaves your hand gets almost not instantly cold, but you feel the lack of warmth there. And every time it lands back down, you feel the heat again. Walking out onto the street, you're able to find Clarissa, and Clarissa is able to potentially, if she has the spell, help you out in determining what this is. Otherwise, it'll take a short rest for you to figure out what the nature of this weapon is.
Okay. I was actually going to see if she could go and check out the 5,000 one to see if there was any magical properties about it at all that I couldn't pick up on.
You can ask her.
Clarissa, there was a dagger that Garwin was selling in there for 5,000 gold pieces. I couldn't tell anything about it, but I do not have the magical inkling like you do. Perhaps might you go and see if there was anything that might make it worth the price down the line?
Well, I haven't quite learned the trick to just naturally sense magic, but I am rather proficient in looking into magical items. You can tell by that, and then she goes into technobabble about the shape of the item conforming to the ley lines in the land and the placement of crystals and blah, 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 blah. And she's like, yeah, I guess I suppose I could check it out for you.
Karma says that's very interesting. Thank you for explaining. Would you go and first of all, would you check out this one I just bought, and then check out the one in there?
Yeah, sure. I'll take a look at the one you just bought. Here, hand me that thing. And I guess I will.
Arcana roll.
Yep, my favorite thing. Come on, dice. Don't suck. All right, 15.
Clarissa, as it comes into contact with your hand, you feel the immediate warmth. You're able to take a moment, feel the magical energy that is pulsing through it, and then also feel the energy that pulses through the land all in and of itself. You're unable to ascertain exactly what it does, but as you are trying to focus in on it, closing your eyes, there's an image that presents itself to you, and it is the image of a mountain that is completely barren. Nothing it grows on the sides of it. Nothing grows on in the area or space around it either. The top appears to be not peaked, but appears to be flat. And as you're finishing your small detection here, the image of the mountain, you swear at the top of it you see a gold light come up out of it and then make a small arc and land on the side of the mountain where smoke begins to curl up.
That was interesting. She hands the dagger back to Karma and is like, I'm not sure quite exactly what it does, but this thing definitely has some inherent magical properties to it. As I was kind of examining its construction, I got a distinct image of a mountain with no vegetation, and she just kind of relays all that information to Karma and is like, I have no idea what it means, though, but that's a good dagger you have there.
Much appreciated. What about this trinket he's asking 5,000 for?
I suppose I could go check it out. I wanted to poke around in there before we left anyway. Would you care to show me which one he is talking about? Or should I just ask for the thing that cost 5,000 gold?
Nope, I'll just walk her over to it. And
Okay.
I'm first going to say, greetings to Garwin. And I'm going to say, this dagger, I'm liking it already. I want to have my associate check out this other dagger real quick. And show her the dagger.
You show her the dagger. And Clarissa, you're gonna roll an Arcana check here as well.
Can you give me a description of it again? Just like really quickly.
This dagger is the blade is straight black. It's almost about as long as from your shoulder to, or not your shoulder, your elbow to your wrist, is how long just the blade itself is. In your hands, it looks more like a short sword. So the dagger is slightly curved. The entire blade is just an obsidian black. The hilt itself is more of a silvery color. The wrappings around it are a stark white. Are a very stark white. That is what you ascertain from just the visual aspect of it.
Are there any like maker's marks or glyphs or anything like that on it to identify it at all?
Investigation check.
Sure.
Can I assist?
I rolled a 14. I don't know if that will matter.
Looking about it, looking about it and taking a very close eye to it, you don't notice any markings or nothing distinguishing on it at all.
Okay, well, there's nothing in here that I can ascertain from like an artifice perspective. Let me see if there's any magical properties to it. And now I'll do the good old Arcana. Okay. Ooh, 19.
All right, interesting. Once again, taking a moment and collecting yourself and kind of almost reaching your mind out to this sword. As you reach your mind out to it, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Jesus.
Okay, so 10.
As you're reaching your mind out to it, you feel this presence. And when you're opening your mind up to the vast world of magic and the area that is specifically around you, it's almost as though you're lowering the box of what makes you you. So as you're lowering the box, you feel this presence slowly encroaching upon your own personal consciousness, and you find yourself viewing your world through your eyes, but you're unable to have any movement or any actual influence on what your body is doing.
Hold up. Would you say this is a magical presence?
I would say it is a presence of some form that you are currently unable to see. Why do you ask?
Because I get advantage on magic saving.
Then
throws.
roll again.
Yeah.
Then roll again.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Same result.
Same result. So, as you are unable to move or have any control over your body, you hear through your ears a voice that you recognize as your own, but you are not in control of the words that are coming out of your mouth. Karma, you hear. You hear it coming out of Clarissa's mouth. Who disturbs my slumber? Why are you probing into me? Time.
Last I know, Clarissa, you were the one doing the probing and the brothel.
At which
back
point
there.
Clarissa's head slowly curves up and looks at you and says, "Ah, you were the one who looked in at me earlier. We could have done great things, you and I. But alas, no. This one seems inadept, as you do. Maybe in future time you will be able to wield me." At which point,
Bow,
Clarissa,
chicka, bow, wow.
at which point, Clarissa, your eyes snap open and you have realized that you have regained consciousness, or not regained consciousness, but you have regained control and ability of your own body itself.
All right, he's gonna drop that thing like a hot potato.
Clarissa
And-
drops it. Clarissa drops the dagger. The dagger drops to the ground and falls. And as it lands, the blade turns and aims straight for the ground, not ever wavering, and it sinks straight into the wood floor, all the way up to the hilt. The hilt is now just protruding from that wood floor.
Chris is gonna run over to Garwin and be like, "Hey, look, Mister, that is an incredibly dangerous object you have there. It needs to go to like a temple or a college of magic or just somewhere."
We best
not-
take it off your hands for you.
Garwin shrugs, seemingly unfazed by the whole exchange that's just happened. Continues smoking his pipe and says, "You've got the coin. You can take it off my hand. Otherwise, it's staying right here in this town, in my shop."
But somebody could pick that up, and who knows? There's some kind of malevolent presence in there. It could. What if they purchase it and then kill you with it?
I am aware of the presence, but so far, it and I have come to an understanding. Unfortunately, if you don't have the gold and are unable to deal with the entity inside, from what I've gathered, you are unworthy of owning such a wondrous piece. He just sits there smoking his pipe, and the thing about Garwin is his eyes are like Garwin is it has grown old to the point where his eyes are open, but they appear shut at all times. It's a very odd kind of feeling and visual to see.
Clarissa's going to turn back to Karma and say, "We should get out of here. I'm not going to be purchasing anything else from the store because that thing is incredibly dangerous, and that guy there, if he's been speaking to it, we don't know if we can trust him, or we may be in mortal danger right now, so I'm going to go." And
Clarissa bolts out the door, boom,
Karma's
leaving a
gonna-
slight smoke trail behind her.
Karma's gonna bolt after her, and then when he's outside, he's gonna ask if she's okay.
Karma, as you are leaving out the door, out of the corner of your eye, you swear you see Garwin stand up, and for the first time of you guys knowing Garwin, he hops down off of his counter, goes over to the dagger, pulls it out of the floor, and places his back on the shelf, returning back to his counter, where he continues smoking his pipe and sitting.
Okay. So I go outside, and Clarissa, are you okay?
Yes, a little disturbed. I've never quite encountered anything like that, though I remember reading dire warnings about such things in school. Magical items like that are not to be handled lightly, and, I'm rather good at setting things on fire, but I'm not exactly a trained with sorcerer in these kind of matters, so I don't think we can really do anything about it now.
Okay. Well, thank you for taking a look at it, and I apologize that you were in danger's way. I didn't realize anything was wrong with you until it specifically mentioned itself as the dagger.
She just kind of shrugs and says, "It was definitely a different experience for sure. Not one I care to repeat, however."
So if we do get the gold down the line, you wouldn't recommend me buying it, though?
I would recommend that thing be locked away for study by a college of advanced wizards. Until
Okay.
we can understand what exactly that presence is, what it wants, what it's capable of, nobody should handle it.
Okay. Thank you for taking a look at it. Let's return to our companions.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, you guys make your way back to the town. During that exchange, what were the rest of you guys doing?
I was heading over to where we're gonna be.
All right, so
If we've got supplies, I figured. The rest
Yeah,
of
we
us-
got our supplies. We've got some money left over in the brothel bag.
all right, anyone?
As it shall henceforth be known for eternity.
Absolutely. All right, anyone else doing anything else as we progress forward from here?
Nope.
My only question is the daggers that we have magical, or is it just really well built?
It is a you guys have taken the time to actually deal with it. It's a +1 enchantment.
I have the things. I just need to know if it's an enchantment or not.
It is an enchantment, yeah.
That's all I need.
It has
Alright.
been magically enchanted to be extra fine and extra
I'm good.
extra balanced.
That's all I care about. Cool.
All right. Rest of you wait until head down to the docks as sunset arrives. Bree, you find to be nowhere in sight at this point in time.
Is it sunset yet?
Sunset has begun, and there is a nice red hue on the horizon at this point in time. Yeah, Karma, that's working. So Bree appears to be nowhere in sight at the moment.
I guess we wait a little bit until she shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a boat lined up, or are we waiting for her to take?
She has the boat.
Not 100% sure. As you're waiting, you hear a voice. As you're waiting, you are looking up and down the pier, and you notice that at this time of day, there's not actually a ton of boats in the area. There is one boat that is it looks more like a barge at this point. Has a very simple kind of just flattened deck. A slight upper deck that acts as where the captain would be standing at that point in time, and what appears to be some deckhands moving back and forth on top of it. Apart from that, there's a few other smaller, what appear to be fishing boats. Okay, Karma, that sounds good. There's a few other smaller boats, but nothing that appears to be. But these are but a bunch of different boats that would be what you would expect to be coming from this area. Are you guys going to investigate the boats, or are you just going to wait? At this point, Bree appears to not be anywhere in the general vicinity at this moment in time.
Clarissa's gonna plop down and at a scroll she bought from.
Is there a harbor master?
Up earlier?
There is.
Can I go? Say, let's go speak to him.
Yes.
Hello, good sir. Are there any ships here that belong to the? Wait for it. Voxerith Trading Company.
Oh, the Voxerith Trading Company. Yeah, you're looking for that one. He points at the red barge, that barge-looking ship that it has the most activity currently. You're gonna want to speak to either the lady that came off of that ship. I think her name was Rose something or other. Seem to know Lady Moonfire. Or you're going to want to speak to the captain. Or you're going to want to speak to the captain up there. He'd be able to point you in the right. He'll be able to help you out a little bit. Captain's name is Alvar.
Alvar, thank you. If I may, ask a few more questions.
Go for it.
I don't mean to pry too much, but perhaps you've heard of our group. We were the ones who dealt with Naros.
Oh yeah, you were those band of mercenaries that everyone's been chatting about all day today. Can't get any liquor work done around here with all my deckhands just constantly talking about it.
We were sorry to hear that. I'm looking for a ship. Perhaps you can tell me when last it was docked here.
What ship was that?
The Pale Trout.
The Pale Trout takes a moment, kind of thinks about it. Oh yes, that one. That ship sailed in here almost a fortnight ago. Stuck around for about a good solid 5 days, and then proceeded to leave and head down the Loudwater River. Head downstream. Not really sure what its intended destination was, but it was at least headed downstream from there.
All right. Well, thank you. Return to the group and point out what I learned.
2 days since the Palefish has left.
It's been 2 days since it left.
Yeah. Stuck around for 5 days. It left. It's been about a fortnight since he last saw it. Not since he last saw it, but came in about a fortnight ago. 5 days. Oh wait, fortnight's 2 weeks. Shit.
Yeah, that would not work.
Fuck. No, it doesn't work out.
Math.
It's a week. It's been about a week.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm messing up my my math here. I apologize. I
Okay.
apologize.
So I'll go back to the group and share with them that information and point out the red barge.
All right. You guys head up to the red barge. As you approach, you notice that the red barge is in relatively good-looking condition. It is by no means meant for speed. It is definitely a ship that is more meant for the transportation of goods. As you approach, you see a male gnome who is standing up on the upper level of the deck, and red flaming hair that is coming down to about his shoulders. Very well built. Seems to be shouting orders at the other crewmen who are currently running around and scampering around the deck at this point in time. All right, you maggots, hurry up! Get that stuff loaded. We need to be leaving here soon. Miss Voxerith is wanting to leave the harbor as soon as possible. If we aren't underway within the next 20 minutes, it'll be your hides, and you'll be docked pay.
Well, I do love a lady who knows what she wants.
What are you guys doing?
Did I hear you correctly that was a gnome?
That is a gnome.
Of course,
Say
it's
this
Uh-oh.
is Clarissa forward.
of course it's gonna.
As Clarissa, you feel a little nudge from behind you, and you go kind of stumbling forward onto the
Gangplank?
onto the gangplank. Thank you. Onto the gangplank that is heading up to the actual bar.
She's gonna shout an enthusiastic greeting in Gnomish.
Okay, and what does that sound like?
Yes, I want to hear this.
God, what would Gnomish sound like? Probably kind of like mousy, so like.
That's a mouse?
Interesting.
Is that
What mice
mousy?
sound like to you? What
Mousy.
kind of mice do you...
Mousy.
Oh, okay.
Not mouse.
Look, I don't know what mouse sound like up there in the north, but in the south, that's what it is.
At which point, the gnome looks down at you and says, his head kind of cocks to one side and says, "I'm sorry, but unfortunately, your kind are but your kind and those who speak odd gibberish in my language are not welcome here."
What do you mean, your kind? I'm one of you. She turns back to common.
You're a gnome, yes, but that was very poor gnomish, and you need to learn, and you need to learn how to speak it correctly. Where were you raised? Gadget Peak or something?
Sick
Hey.
burn.
Why, you little... just your head, your hair is quite red, huh? Maybe it would look better on fire.
Maybe it would look better on fire, but unfortunately, most of the ladies seem to enjoy it.
Karma's gonna walk up and be
She's
like,
gonna try to set his hair on fire.
I'm gonna take
Oh,
5
God.
steps back there.
But
Back it
not
up here.
like a serious
Oh.
fire. Just like a singe.
All right, go ahead
I'm
and
sure this will end
roll.
badly, but, you know.
Roll an Arcana check. Or
This is a good plan.
this is
Just,
gonna
I
work
guess
well.
just like a casting.
As Clarissa is getting ready to begin casting Karma, you walk up behind her.
yeah, I want to just kind of dissuade her from doing anything hasty. This is our captain. Without him, I think we're gonna have a bad time.
Karma walks
I'm-
up behind Clarissa and presents this information.
Fine. She'll just use prestidigitation to try to dirty his hair then. Like, totally mess it up.
As as you cast Prestidigitation, as the spell casts, you see this big gust of wind just go past his hair, and it seems to have the opposite effect. It seems to, rather than mess it up, just make it even more glorious as it just blows in the wind at that point, and he just shakes it in one of those kind of like very slow-mo, and in your eyes, it's a very slow motion kind of shake, and everyone else's eyes, it's just like, okay, he's just shaking his hair. It's kind of an odd sight for you.
Arrgh. She's just gonna growl and stomp her feet and be like, "Well, fine. We'll have to learn to get along."
As soon as that happens, the door to the under cabin doesn't slam open, but opens, and a familiar human individual walks out, curly brown hair, barely brushing her shoulders. Bree walks out onto the deck and says, "Well, it's about time you guys got here. Jeez, why don't you come on board? Let's begin to be making way. Captain, are we ready to go?" "Aye, ma'am, we are quite ready, and as soon as our..."
We need to bring our provisions, or is that just taken care of?
That's
We
already
need to
taken care
bring
of.
our ranger.
As far as you know, your ranger is still at the
Shit.
the tankard.
Oh, mattress.
Aye, we're ready. Aye, ma'am, we're ready to push off as soon as our guests are on board and are welcome and are ready to shove off.
Wait, so Matrim isn't with us?
Matrim is not with you. Thangart is with you, though.
He's got no power because of the ice, so.
Can we just say he's with us?
Matrim is currently at the tankard.
Okay, so we're gonna
To the
run.
best of your knowledge, he is at the tankard.
Yeah, I mean, can we make it back there and back that quick?
Okay,
Yep,
it'll just be a
not really
moment. It's
quick.
not that far. Salix runs back to the tankard.
All right,
Okay.
Salix goes running off to the tankard, and as you're running off, you hear, "Oi, where are you going?" from
Tyrion, delay them.
Alvar.
Come here, Alf.
Stop. We are waiting on one more from our party. We will be but a moment.
All right, Salix, you make it all the way back to the tankard. You rush in. You rush haphazardly. You have to kind of like bob your way through the crowd at this point. That's currently in the tankard. You make your way upstairs. As you get to Matrim's door, you push it open, and it is an empty room. There appears to be no sign that anyone was ever in this room.
Well, that's unexpected. Okay, so I'm gonna run downstairs and find Marsh really fast.
You find Marsh?
Marsh.
Oh, hello. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for one of our group. The hooded fellow who kind of kept to himself. He had the green cloak and the bow.
Marsh thinks for a moment and says, "Oh, yes, that individual. Well, he left earlier this morning. He left earlier this morning, just after the rest of your band had left to go do whatever you do. He paid for his room and for his time in full, and said that he had some unfinished business to take care of. And walked out the front door after that. I didn't really pay it much mind."
Okay. Thank you for everything you've done for us, Marge. I think it'll be some time till we meet again.
Well, have safe travels. You're always welcome here at the tankard. We enjoy your time here.
So I step outside and look around. Well, shit. I guess I'm going back to the docks.
All right. You make your way back to the docks. It's about 20 minutes longer than what the Captain Alvar is wanting. Alvar looks at you and says, "Well, it's about time that you got back here. Let us make way and begin our journey." At which point, Bree joins him up on the top deck and it says, "Yes, let us begin our journey forth and back home."
Before we take off, can I leave a note with the harbor master?
Yep. Leave a note.
And 5 gold pieces. Deliver this to make sure this gets delivered to Lady Moonfire. Just a description of Matrim, and if he's looking for us, tell him where we've gone.
All right. Harbor Master says, "Aye, it sounds good," and rush back off to the boat. That as you're getting on, this red barge. There is a gold lettering on the side at the very front that says the Flying Sphinx.
Is anyone interested or surprised that I didn't come back with Matrim?
I don't know. Is anyone surprised about that?
Karma looks
Coruscant
vaguely
is
happy.
too busy thinking up practical
Vaguely happy.
Captain.
Seems as though nobody is
Oh no.
paying it much mind.
He was sort of absent last time. I think we're all sort of focused. Are you you're back on the boat now?
Yeah.
Okay, so you
We've
didn't
already
come
shut
on
off.
the boat.
Yep. At which point,
and then
as
go
soon
to the
as
harbor
Salix's feet touch the main deck, the game plank is immediately hoisted up and pulled back onto the to the main deck where you guys are at. And you see individuals at the front and one or two at the rear who begin using these very, very long, almost 10 to 18 foot poles just to begin pushing the boat away and pushing it down the river Loudwater. And as they begin to allow the current to begin taking you guys down the river of Loudwater, progressing forward.
All right then.
All right.
The Gilded Sphinx.
The Flying Sphinx.
Flying Sphinx. Oh, Gilded Sphinx, though. That's good.
That's a good one, yeah.
If I ever open a bar.
The Gilded Flying Sphinx.
All right. As you guys begin your journey down the river Loudwater, night envelops you guys. You are
I'm gonna offer my services to the captain while we're on the ship.
Okay.
Or whatever.
Make introductions.
I have some experience on.
Proper introductions.
All right.
But well, I mean, we're covered
Alvar,
up. I have some experience on ships. I don't just like sitting around, so I'm gonna
Yep.
offer my
Tyrion-
services for whatever.
Tyrion and the rest of the party, you guys walk up to Alvar and begin talking to him. You'll strike.
Karma's gonna say, "Well, I don't have any experience on a ship, but I would be more than happy to help with in whatever minor way I might."
Excellent. You
Oh.
can pump bilges.
Oh, it's all right. The lady Bree has been able to ensure that your journey at least to Dawn Call is well taken care of. You need not worry. Our deckhands are quite capable of everything that they are doing and know how to run this ship well.
I had heard that you might have had some problems because of what we did as far as people taking time off their jobs. If I could repay some small portion of that by helping in whatever way I can, just let me know. I'll be in my cabin or whatever.
I'll certainly let you know if that ever comes up. You walk away and you're shown down to your cabin by one of the and it's not really so much of a cabin, it's more of just a general area and room on the bottom underneath the main deck that seems to have hammocks that are currently swinging back and forth at this
What was
point
the
in time.
captain's name?
Alvar, Alver.
That's right. You said that. Sorry.
You need not concern yourself, Master Elf. Our deckhands will be able to take care. But if you feel as though you would like to take a shift on one of the poles, you're more than welcome to do so.
All right then.
DJ,
Yes.
that cat.
The
I
rest of
can't
you
do
are-
it. I can't do anything with him.
There's some
Rusty-
sort of feline beast in there in the background.
The rest
yeah,
of you are shown.
he's real fierce. Yeah, that's right. You get that duck. I'll tell you what.
Right
He's
after it,
tearing
Apollo.
up that toy duck quite.
Did I get that name right? Is it Apollo?
Apollo? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Apollo.
Bam! I remember things. The rest of you are shown down to the sleeping quarters. You notice that a few of the bunks or a few of the hammocks are currently occupied by other individuals who are either already sleeping or in the process of getting ready for sleep. Apart from the 5 who are up on deck already at the moment. You do notice that there is an absence of a certain female individual who is also making the journey with you. She is not down in this area. The rest of you get ready for bed. Clarissa, you want to talk to the captain before going to bed? Cool.
What was?
Yeah, if anybody else has anything they want
I just want a quick clarification. What was the name of the library that the Naxaran snakes are based out of?
I believe it's a weird name. Hold on. This is why I write things down, so I can look them up and I don't have to actually remember. This one. Okay. The library you're looking for is, or a place, the place that you have been told is within the High Moor area.
Yep, the High Moors.
It's off to the left or off to the west of Loudwater, and the library is called the Shala Isari Library. SHLA space ESARI.
ESARY. Sorry.
Ishari.
Okay.
The Shalal Ishari Library is the library that you guys have heard rumors of the Najaran snakes taking their children or taking their children captives there. Okay. All right, Clarissa, you're wanting to talk to Alvar.
Yeah, so Clarissa's going to walk up to him somewhat like conciliatory and kind of bow and say, "Oh, brave Master Captain, I'm sorry our first introduction did not go very well. It seems I may have mistaken you for, a different sort of gnome."
He's standing at the wheel at this point and says, "Your sarcasm is enjoyable, but not needed."
I was perhaps wondering if I could hang out with you for a while here on the bridge, and we could chat, and maybe even you could show me to your captain's quarters instead of the normal crew quarters, eh? At this point, she tries to look as seductive as possible.
That's great. I love it so much. Oh man.
Jeez.
Make an insight check on this one.
Insight.
No. Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion, okay.
Oh,
18.
oh
my.
And then the performance
Alvar.
check comes later.
He looks at you, looks you up and down, relatively checking you out, and you've currently extended like your one bare leg at this point, and are trying to.
That's right. She's got that dress on.
Yeah, she's got that dress on. Your one bare leg at this point, trying to look as attractive as possible, kind of doing almost one of those pin-up poses. It's kind of an interesting sight to see, and he says,
Thank God I healed those burn wounds. That's all I'm saying.
DJ Wingman.
he looks at you and says, "You're more than welcome to sleep in the same cabin as Bree. She's currently she's currently in my captain's quarters. I'm sleeping with the rest of the crew down below deck. But unfortunately, you are not my area of expertise."
Not enough mojo.
Carissa just kind of shrugs and says,
Maybe just the wrong kind of mojo.
"As much as I would enjoy sleeping with Bree," and she just kind of leaves that there pointedly and like stares straight at him.
Oh my.
You're just leaving it
Hey.
there?
Huh?
You're just leaving it there? Continuing
Oh
on or
no,
not?
she's just waiting for him to react to that. Or
He
she-
just looks at you. He just looks at you, kind of one eyebrow half raised, still steering the ship the way he needs to.
It's like, oh, Clarissa just kind of sighs and say, "Well, I would like to get to know you better. I don't run into many other gnomes in my travels, and you pegged it. I am from Gadget Peak, so I haven't interacted with many gnomes not from that town.
Yeah, Skagic Peak seems to have quite a reputation among the other gnomish communities around Zebros, but it is a place known for its reclusiveness and not necessarily its most forthcoming individuals. However,
I'm
How
hoping.
did you happen? I can't wait to find out.
However, another gnome's company is always welcome up here. You are more than welcome to stand up here, keep me company, and enjoy the time. We might enjoy staring at the moonlight or staring at the stars if that's what you prefer. I don't know. I don't normally do this off. This is an odd situation that I'm put in, and I'm a little off-put by it.
Oh, I'm more than happy to guide you, Master Captain. We'll just go and like stand next to him.
He feels he seems relatively uncomfortable with the fact that you are standing so close to him. He doesn't scoot away, but you just get the sense of you're probably not his type.
Clarissa is going to just kind of get the hint and just sigh and just stand there and just like make small talk with him for a while.
Okay, you're able to make small talk. You're able to make small talk and eventually retire to wherever you are sleeping, whether it's down in the crew quarters or, as you have also been offered, the women's quarters in the captain's area.
She'll take the women's quarters.
Okay, so you make your way into the women's quarters. Room open up. Bree is already sleeping in a very, very nice, what appears to be just a very nice bed that has been pushed into this room. There is a smaller bed, something that looks like it would be for like either a child or for possibly a pet. There's also a hammock that is swinging on one of the other sides as well. That this very luxurious room. There's a desk in there. There's some nice cushions, a small table. It's fairly dark in this room at this point in time, as the candles have all been extinguished.
Uh,
You eventually find your place that you're sleeping and retire there. The rest of you are doing anything this evening, or are you?
I guess I'll just hang out on deck.
Yeah, I mean, aren't we gonna be here for like multiple?
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to fast forward a few days.
I'm about to do that. Yep, I was just getting through for tonight.
Quick question.
Yes.
Can I consult my map and find... Wait for it.
Oh,
Arrows? No. Where the hell did you go? And find Shala Asari Library to the west in the High Moors.
Looking at your map, the best you can guess, for this map is not like a fully detailed map, but it does have like the major landmarks on it. You know of a village of Duskcall that is currently in this position. Once I get down there,
Hold on, let me scroll.
yeah, I gotta scroll over there. You know of a town called Duskcall that is currently in this position. Assuming it'll work.
Yep.
Yep. Hopefully
No, that's
does it for you guys.
Doncall.
Yeah, you know where Doncall is at.
Yeah.
You just know that the library is currently in the western area, somewhere.
They said somewhere
along the western area of the Loudwater River.
Has Captain Alvar or his crew, anyone on deck?
You can ask.
Okay, I'll go ask them.
Yep.
If
Go
they've heard of that library.
And it says, all right, if you're asking, Captain Alvar says, yes, we have. We'll pass directly by that library, in about 2 days into our journey. Shouldn't be hard. It should be very hard to miss unless the fog is quite a nuisance at this point.
It lies right near the river?
It is directly
Wait,
on the river.
Fog.
It
I
is
think
within,
Metrum's following us.
it is within the bog itself, which the bog which this river runs directly through the bog. You'll be able to you'll be able to see it from the river itself.
Okay.
So, all right. So Karma will say that before you guys are retiring to bed, you want to talk to the group.
Yeah, I just want to kind of figure out what our plan is as far as if we're going to try and stop at this library, if we're not interrupted by anybody from it, if we want to investigate it, or if we want to just continue on.
Yeah.
What does the group think?
Well, it's one of the 3 leads that we have. One of them is
It's also the one geographically closest to us. I
yeah,
believe.
and it's on our way, so I don't see why. And if we're planning to make up time by riding from Dawn Call to Eros, I don't see why we can't stop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
let's-
I also think that Brea would be on board with that. Since
I was
she's
going to say let's
pretty motivated to get cracking as soon as possible.
let's extend an invitation to Bree to see if she would like to come with us. Then I would agree. I want to stop here.
Clarissa's going to dissent and say we should follow the source where we know the children are going, since they have to be our first priority. This library could be nothing but a dead end, and any time not spent following exactly the path we know that the kidnapped children take is probably a waste of our time. But if the group wants to go poke around in a stack of old dusty books, I'll follow along.
Clarissa, this is also a known waypoint for where they've kept children in the past. I think
Yeah, it is
if
a
there's
known
not
hideout of the group where.
if there's not children currently there, I think we could definitely find traces of where they're taking them after this and what they're actually doing with them. So I feel it's definitely worth the chance to investigate.
Perhaps. I'm just uneasy with not following the most direct course of action. But
Well, that's it's what 3-1, 4-1.
Sounds like
yeah,
it.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll go along with the group.
Larissa is currently upstairs in the female or in the captain's quarters at this point.
Okay.
Well, I wanted to wait until we were all together to talk about this. so-
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll say it was the next morning. That's fine.
Okay.
That works
Yeah.
out well. Okay. Sorry, I got a message I got to respond to. Okay. Right. Moving forward, about the next day, you guys are progressing forward, and as you are as you guys are, and as the boat of the Flying Sphinx is currently going down the river, everything is silent, everything is quiet. Make a perception roll.
Group perception roll?
Group perception roll.
About to get freaking pirated.
Bring it.
Oh, you said after a short rest I would get more knowledge on this dagger.
Oh yeah, sorry, I got that for you.
I'll just
Should
type
be
it
shown
in.
to you by now.
Well done, Clarissa.
Should be shown to you.
Sweet.
All right.
Did you end up buying that black dagger?
It was 5,000 gold. No.
Oh, no, not that one. The warm one.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so Tyrion and Karma, both of you are standing on deck at this point in time, and you begin hearing a
Ooh.
voice that appears to be singing. You can't quite discern what it is, but you hear this very lilting voice that is currently singing a melody that is allowing for, or that is very pleasing to the ears. It's almost as though this single voice is a full symphony and a full choir of individuals singing, and it appears to be coming from all around you, and from the forest that is along both sides of the along the stream at this point, or of the river at this point in time. You notice that the boat has begun to veer off from being in the middle of the river to veering off to the right, almost as though it appears as though it is veering to make shore. on the right side, on the right bank.
So it's veering off towards the right bank. I see that would be the north bank.
Yeah, it'll be the north bank. Yeah.
All right, Karma's
I'm
going
gonna-
to alert the group, and
Yeah, I'm gonna run over
Prepare.
to whoever's steering the damn thing. Yeah.
At the moment, the individual who is steering the thing is a brown-haired human individual, who seems to be kind of almost swaying back and forth. A very pleasant look on his face. He has a few freckles on his face. Very small beard, beginning just kind of almost peach fuzz at this point, starting to come in. Seems to be a very, very green individual, but at least he is knows how to steer a boat.
Okay. I'm gonna shake him by the shoulders and be like, "Snap out of it! We're gonna run aground."
What? What's going on? What's going on? Oh. Why are we headed toward... Oh. At which point he begins trying to correct the course. The boat at this point has drifted far enough to the shoreline that it has started to against the bottom and has currently stopped.
Oh, we're grounded. Fuck.
The boat has been grounded at this point. The symphony and choir of voices is still surrounding you. You're now beginning to see a few of the deckhands are starting to have kind of stopped doing whatever they were doing and have dropped their individual crates and are starting to walk over to the side of the boat.
Okay. Salix is going to cast a spell here real quick.
Okay.
Let me look up what it's called and how it works. It's called Deafness.
All right.
Page 2.
Nice.
Page 219. How many targets can I hit?
It's probably single target.
Yeah. Can I see Alvar on deck?
You look around. Alvar is currently not on deck.
Or who's the boatswain, or who's in charge right now? Do I know who he is? Can I pick him out?
It would be the individual currently on who is currently piloting the boat, the one that.
Oh, the guy we kind of woke up. Crap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clarissa has an idea that might work.
Maybe the blind or the deafness won't work.
I've got a trick that might be able to drown that music out. Can I do the thing with the trumpet again that got me in trouble in Loudwater?
You can certainly try.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll try that.
At which point, right as Salix says, right as you were about to attempt to cast that spell, you look off to the side and the side of the boat that all the men have currently like gathered on, and you see in the forest a shape, a humanoid shape that appears to be running through the forest itself. I need all of you to make... It's gonna be... I need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, Jesus.
Is this magical based or is it just a wisdom saving throw?
It's gonna be magical based.
All right.
ooh,
Hold on. I could have sworn I had some... Oh, never mind. Okay, I do have...
Is it a charm, or is it just a wisdom saving throw?
It's gonna just be a wisdom saving throw.
Come on, baby. Come on. 18. Oh, sorry. 18.
Alright.
Yes.
Damn, guys.
holy shit!
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
Someone's not feeling very wise.
So at this point, guys, good. So at this point, the entire crew has abandoned their posts, and is currently jumping off the side of.
Can I yell at them?
And Riven also has joined them and has also jumped off the side of the boat and has landed on this in this shallow water and has begun walking towards the forest at this point.
So
Everyone else is still has heard this sound, but they kind of are able to shrug it off, able to just be like, it's okay.
So
What are you guys doing? You guys are getting closer to the closer to the
Salix is going to cast Thaumaturgy.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to yell really goddamn loud.
Do it.
I'm gonna do the thing with the trumpet at the same time.
And yell, Riven! And various members of the crew that I recognize their names because I've hung out with them for a day. Stop what you're doing! And then see how that works.
Okay,
Shadow,
so
I'm typing what I'm gonna do to you in chat right now.
okay, so as you yell out, Riven, go ahead and make another Wisdom saving throw.
Oh god, I'm using different dice this time.
'Cause that'll help.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I rolled
that'll
a
help.
4 and a 2 in a row.
Jesus. What was that?
18. It's an 18.
18 in total. Okay, so Riven, as you hear Salix's voice shout very loudly, you come to your senses for a moment. You look down, and you're currently in the river, and you have no sense of really understanding of how you got here. The rest of the crew, two of them stop halfway through the river. The other 3 are still progressing, and at this point have made it to the shoreline and are beginning to walk into the forest itself.
Okay, so there's 3 of them.
There are
There are 5 crew members.
there's
Right, 3 of them that are walking into the forest.
Yeah, there's 5.
And
3
we're
of them that are
still on the
currently
ship?
walking into the. 3 of them that are currently walking into the forest. Riven is in the middle of the river. The rest of you are currently on the ship itself, which is grounded and stopped at this point. These other 3 have reached the shore and are beginning to walk into the actual forest itself.
Okay, so the voice thing didn't work. Is there any, like, loose rope lying about
And
on
I have
deck?
a rope
mean,
in my pack, but that's in my It's in.
yeah, I would assume that I've got everything.
Yeah, you look around.
except
You look around.
the
It's a boat.
weapons I wear.
There's a decent amount of rope that's currently laying around.
And it's
Yeah,
like,
grab up a
it's
rope
not
and toss
tied to the ship.
Yeah.
You can you having Tyrion, you having specific rope or ship knowledge, you're able to you're able to find the place on the boat that is where they would normally tie the boat off. Are you jumping off the ship, or you're able to make that knot on the boat itself? Where are you going?
I'm not looking to make a knot on the boat. I want to chase them and tie them up so they don't go into the forest. Because
Yeah,
I can't
can you
imagine
say
anything
let's-
Yeah,
good
there's
is
rope.
happening there.
Yeah, there's rope.
Okay,
You're able
that's
to.
all I need to know. So I'm going to turn to the rest of the group that is not incapacitated. And as I say, we need to stop them. I'm going to grab the rope, and I'm going to run and get off the ship. What do I, jump off? I don't know. How far down is it?
Make an it's not that far. You're able to jump off fairly easily.
Brilliant. I'm going to jump off and just bolt
Yeah,
towards
it's a
them.
barge. It's not that far of a jump. You're able to jump. You're
Zip
able to jump
goes
into
with
the
them.
road.
Karma wants to go with them and then stealth right away.
Okay, so Karma, as everyone jumps into the Chris, what are you doing?
Clarissa wants to first try to use prestidigitation to kick up sand in the faces of the crew members to try to disorient them. The ones that
Oh, even without Macro, we get pocket sand.
uh,
His spirit
go-
lives on.
let's see, what is the range on prestidigitation?
Probably like 30, 60 feet. 60
Let me
feet.
check. I have my thing right here. Oh no, it's only 10 feet. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
only
no.
10 feet.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
man.
it's they're about 20-ish. They're about 20, 30 yards away from you at this point in time.
All right, so I guess she'll just jump off the side with everything else.
All right, everyone jumps off the side of the boat. At this point, the crew member has reached the edge of the forest. As you're jumping off the side of the boat and beginning to slosh your way to the forest, the crew, those 3 remaining crew members. Jesus, wow.
Oh, I don't like that.
One of them stops and looks around, looks at the other 2 that are currently just still standing in the river. Fuck. So the 2 that are currently standing in the river have begun moving towards the forest again. The one that So now there are. This is weird. You've got 2 that are currently a good solid 10 yards into the forest. 1 that is currently standing on the beach itself, and you have 2 others that are in the river that are still that have just now crested the shoreline and are relatively close to the one that is pretty much stand stationary.
I want to go stealth.
You guys at this point have gotten up to the shore. Have just gotten to the shoreline. Okay, that's better. Okay, and all three of the crew member who have made it to the shoreline have stopped and are standing there, very blank-faced, very kind of. They have a half-crooked smile on their face, but they're still standing there in and of itself.
So can we use those ropes to loop around them and yank them back?
You can certainly try.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've got the rope. That was going to be, but I'm going to try. So I'm going for the ones furthest.
You wanna toss half that rope over here, and I can help?
Yep,
Hang
I'll
on.
toss you one end. And...
As you're running up to them, you chuck half the rope over to Salix. Salix, make a general dexterity check. See if you catch it.
15 plus 1.
Yeah.
16.
So, as Tyrion tosses you half of the rope, you reach for it. You kind of stumble with it, but you're able to gain enough grippage that you're able to feel fairly secure on it. Karma, go ahead and roll stealth as you approach the tree line.
19.
Okay, yep, you are able to basically dive into, not necessarily dive, but you're able to run into the forest, and you have disappeared from sight at that point.
And I want to follow the people that are going into the forests, stealthily watching out for enemies.
All right, okay, we'll come back to that in a moment. Tyrion and Salix, what are you guys doing with that rope?
We're gonna loop it around
the 3 guys.
All right.
The 3 guys.
As you guys run up, the 3 guys are still staying stationary, and all three begin to start moving slowly towards the forest again. You guys are able to catch up with them at this point. You take the rope and you kind of do this odd. You kind of run. The rope catches all 3 of them in the back. You run and you both instinctually make a perception check at the same time.
Like Pirates of the Caribbean
16.
style?
Yep, pretty much.
Oh my god, nat 20 again.
Damn.
Dude, you are crushing this.
Kill it.
Crushing
You
this.
guys are able to. Both of you see the same. Both of you see the same tree, make eye contact, and you both know exactly what you're going to do. You run around. You run around the tree, cross just beside each other enough so, and then begin to pull the rope tight in order for all 3 of the crew members to be pulled to the tree. They're still fighting a little bit, trying to get away from the rope, but at this point they are considered. You guys loop around the tree a couple times to really make sure that they're tied there and stuck there. At this point, they are considered grappled and are tied against the tree at this point in time.
Can we high five at the end of that?
Absolutely, if you want to.
Definitely high five.
Yeah.
Boom. I say we do it up
Tyrion-
top, bring it back down around, so clearly we're in sync.
Tyron's
stuff.
able to make a nice little knot. They appear not to be going anywhere. Right.
They appear not to be going anywhere.
So,
At
what
this
you
point-
Anyway.
So Salix is
Okay.
It's a pretty thick rope.
Now, can we? Are they still like enchanted? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They still appear to be struggling against the rope, trying to push deeper.
I don't know if enchanted's the right word, but they're clearly under the sway of something.
Yeah,
so.
they are still trying to move away from the rope and away from the tree, but they are having a very, very difficult time getting away from it. Okay. Karma, as you are rushing forward and following I said 2, I believe.
And
No,
what
you're
about
not- Yeah, you're following 2 of them.
Riven's with them as well, isn't he?
I broke it.
Oh, he broke
Last
it?
I heard, I got lucky.
Yeah, someone yelled at him.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
So Karma, so Riven, where are you at? Were you down on the
I
beach
think
with
you
them?
left me, on the beach. I was in the river and I guess followed somebody else.
All right, so Riven's currently on the beach. Karma, as you're rushing forward, you're able to. Okay, so you're able to make a survival check first off.
Dude, what? That's the
Survival.
first. What?
10. As you're progressing through this forest, you are able to kind of follow their path. You're able to see broken twigs here, broken twigs
Oh,
there.
shit.
But being not a born and natural individual of someone who's used to tracking others through this type of terrain, you soon quickly think you know relatively what direction the trail is, which it appears to be going northward. But you appear to have lost the normal trail, or like most of the trail at this point.
Okay, so that's the two of them that were in the water that then went into the forest?
Yeah, there were two of them that made it to the forest and then progressed. Karma pretty much stealthed and went in immediately,
Okay.
following them, while the other two, you and Salix were wrapping the other three around.
Oh, okay. So they were moving quite a bit quicker than the other three.
A little bit, yep.
Okay. All right. So we got two in the forest, three tied up to a tree. Safe to say they're secure, right?
Yep.
All right.
They are secured.
Okay.
You look back over to the ship and you see at this point on the deck is Bree. She is standing there looking fairly confused and jumping off the ship down into the water, coming over to you and saying, "What happened? What's going on? Why are these men tied up?"
Can you not?
They've been enchanted by some otherworldly voice and clearly acting not under their own power. Ran the ship aground and are moving into the forest. We felt it best to restrain them for their own good. But more importantly, does she have her dagger back?
Looking down at her side, her dagger is in its holster.
That's incredible. All right, I'm going to come back to that later. We're going to do the voice thing first, but that's very impressive.
Fair. All right.
Karma's gonna make his way back there since he lost the.
All right.
the
So
crew
Karma,
members.
you're making your way back. Bree, Karma, you make your way onto the. Of all the things that we need to that we have to encounter during this voyage, this is not one that I was hoping. This is one that I was hoping to avoid. Oh,
What are we dealing with here?
What are we dealing with? Clearly, you know.
This area that we were passing by, and you can tell because the fog, and she points downstream, is very close by here, and we have yet to begin obstructing. Our view has not been obstructed yet, apart from the woods. Looking downstream, you do see that there is a very, very dense fog that is currently obscuring most of the area, and most of the river. It's like pretty much just a straight wall of fog at that point.
It's Matchroom. We found him.
Legend has stated that this is the place of a very, very powerful deity who watches over these lands.
Oh shit.
It is said that this deity is this deity has enchanted and given essence and life where, besides the normal plant life to this forest, almost a living community and a living place for individuals who are unwanted and who are seeking shelter to come to.
All right.
And they lure people in?
It's possible that some of the individuals have other motivations, but I doubt that this deity is able to fully control the individuals who live within these borders.
Why don't we ask Riven? He seemed to succumb to it. For
So
at least-
Karma's just about showing up right now, right?
Yeah, Karma, you at this point have shown up and are back with the group.
Yeah.
Clarissa's going to turn to Riven and ask him, what did you hear? You seem to kind of go into a trance with the rest of them.
I heard like a soft music, and the next thing I know, I was wet and standing in the river.
It must be magic.
It's definitely some kind of magic, some kind of bad magic.
Karma's gonna tell him that he followed as best as he could, but he lost them. They were going in a northerly direction.
Yes. All right, are you guys pursuing, or what are you guys doing?
Do we need them to?
Looking about, you
Operate the
realize that the two of them, Bree, looking at Bree, she seems relatively concerned, and she says, "Captain Alvar would be very remiss if we lost half of his crew. He's currently sleeping. I would think that we should probably go fetch these individuals before
Yeah,
they get
seems
much
like a
farther."
good plan.
All right. Yep.
At which point
God, if only
she
we
just
had a
bolts.
ranger or something to help us track them.
At which point she just bolts into the forest and begins following the path that.
Oh well, fantastic.
Fucking anarchy.
All right,
Yeah,
horse
I'm
is
going
gonna
in
go running
right
off.
after. I'm
Yep.
gonna yell back to the group
All right.
like, "Well, she's pressing ahead. I'm not letting her go in alone."
Off
Yeah.
we go.
Karma's going to
Oh, boy.
follow and try to stealth again.
All right, Karma,
Yeah.
roll ahead and roll your stealth. And also wants to go stealth, go for it.
Yeah, we'll say
Yeah, I'm not worried about stealth. I'm gonna try and stay as close on her heels as I can.
At least
without
bring in our
losing her.
dwarf fighter with us.
Which actually shouldn't
He is
be an issue.
currently not
He's
on
probably
the.
on like the only wagon wheel on the ship right
Is he
now.
asleep? I would say, is he asleep against the wagon wheel?
They're transporting a bunch of wagons. That's why they're there.
He is
I'm
currently
sure.
not with you guys at the moment in time.
On the bright side, I should be able to just straight up, follow her.
Yep. You're able to follow her fairly easily. Her path is you're able to keep pretty good visual contact with her. Eventually, you're able to open up. Eventually, you open up onto this this very very large, not what's the word I'm looking at? Glade. You're almost able to you're able to open up on this very very large glade. Where the where what appears to be in the very very middle is this giant mound of what appears to be a mixture of leaves and brown dirt and mud, and it is just a very very gross thing to look at. It's currently just sitting in the middle of it. Everyone make a so currently the people who have made it there are Bree, Tyrion, and actually all of you have made it there, so make a perception check once you have reached this point.
Oh shit! Oh, thank God, because that hit the floor. Hold on. Oh, that's actually worse. 7.
Man, I cannot roll tonight.
21.
Actually
Yes.
worse.
One of us did good.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
Looking at the middle of it, I'm gonna use this.
Of a
So all of you looking at it is like, oh, this looks like just a very giant big mound of dirt. A very giant big mound of dirt. However, Ryvan, as you're looking at it, damn it. As you're looking at it, you see what appears to be a boot.
Oh man.
A boot?
A boot.
Oh.
Being pulled into this giant mound.
Well, that guy's toast.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Remember number 3.
that
Was he by any chance wearing a red shirt?
Oh
Curious,
boy!
because it seems like maybe that was his apparel of choice.
okay, guy.
Gosh, why can I not place things on the damn map? Bugs me.
Oh fuck, we gotta fight
Guys.
bugs now? Alright.
I can't fight things. I can't put things on the map. So I'm gonna use something really odd for this. I apologize. As you're looking at this giant brown,
Are we supposed to be looking at the glade right now?
yeah, you're looking at like a
I'm
giant
definitely
mound that's in the
pointing
middle
out
of.
the mound.
Yeah, I'm still looking at the...
Yeah, we're looking at the map of Zebros.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
That's probably why you can't put anything on it.
That would make sense. I'm silly. Okay, there we go.
Yes.
Scroll up. Oh, they are there. Okay.
Okay, there we are. And we are... Oh.
Oh, I
What's
know where
that?
they're at.
That's not foreboding.
Nope, I'm gonna have to. Hold on, I'm gonna have to do some weird shit. Hold on, I apologize.
Yay, slime.
No, do what you gotta do, man. You're the DM. You don't have to apologize for
Oh,
anything.
is
We
he
should be
trying-
apologizing.
I apologize for a lot of shit, and I apologize, guys.
Because
Okay.
this is clearly our fault.
No, it's-
Don't take it out on us. Oh, what the fuck
Specifically
is that
Karma's
thing?
fault.
I don't want it.
What is that thing?
I don't want to know.
I'm just using this as the token itself.
It's a
That's all.
placeholder. So ignore the cube of.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's the bog?
Yeah,
That's
this
the
is a ball.
mound that we're looking at?
That
Yep,
sucked
that's
the
the
boot
mound.
into it.
That's the
Okay.
mound you're looking at. But that guy. Oh no, you're here. Okay. Okay. So this is the mound you're looking at. This is the mound thing you're looking at. I'm gonna grab this individual. Grab this individual to 3 for right now.
Which one is free? Oh,
Uh,
That's
the one who
This one?
who just walked in. Okay. All right. I need to find my name of things.
We still got Matchup in our group, by the way.
Where's he at? Yeah. Okay, so. Okay.
I'm telling
As
you,
you
Matt, that
are-
fog is all him.
As you're looking at this thing, 2 vines, or 2 like very very thick vines shoot out from the middle of this giant mound. Different. They're very very thick. They're very almost tentacly, in and of some form of a sense. It's has different rocks that are shaping up, and this mound seems to rise up almost, and different parts of it seem to, or are exposing themselves, almost always consistently shifting. I need everyone to go ahead and please roll initiative.
Initiative!
Is this a
Alright,
sham-
let's do this.
Is this a shambler?
Ah, decent roll.
Ugh. Oh. And yeah.
I actually got a good one.
Ooh.
All right, let's see what we got here. Riven, followed by Clarissa, followed by Salix,
Be a dark.
followed by Karma. You,
Love having high dexterity.
of course. Aaron. And all right. Top of the round. Riven, you have the first to go, good sir.
Do I have a target?
This giant writhing
You not
mass
see
of
that?
it's a giant writhing mass of just vines and leaves and what appear to almost be branches to an extent. They're looking at it. You as it has shifted the boots, you now begin to see hands sticking out of it, and at the very bottom of it, almost upside down, is a face that is just purely struck in horror at this point.
Okay.
Almost, that is trying to like grasp for air and seems to be trying to say, "Help! Help us! Help us!"
Okay, so it seems like there's. Does it seem like the faces are like? just
It's 2
jammed in
faces
there
that
like
you.
some kind of like mutated thing, or like.
It is 2 faces that you recognize, and it is the faces of 2 of the boatsmen who have been basically helping pilot the entire boat throughout their voyage so far.
Okay, but they're like intact. Is what I mean.
They
They're not
seem
like
to be
some
they seem
weird
to still be
monster
human.
horror.
They just
thing.
seem to be kind of in the process of being devoured. Like they are
a little bit like the thing.
kind of.
Okay, cool. So terrifying, awesome. I'm gonna
Yeah.
draw that sword of mine and see if I can't get up to it and stab it.
Go for it.
Oh, Lord.
So I'm moving. I guess I'm moving right up to it.
All right.
Bye.
21.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Shit, it's been so long since I've done 26. Uh, 10 points of damage,
All right.
and then you know the deal.
All right.
Bonus
As
attack.
you, I was gonna say, as you swing with your short sword, you're able to sink into it, severing off a few of the different vines that are currently seem to be writhing around. It just slinks back and is like, and lets out this very odd guttural sound.
Gonna see what a punch does to it.
Go for it.
22 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
17. And then 6. My unarmed is 6 plus 8 damage.
All right. As you are able to as you finish swinging with your short sword, you basically just take your fist with all of your monk training and energy. You're able to focus that energy, force it right onto the same point that you had just slashed with your sword. All right. You feel as you land, you feel the vines begin to kind of grab and coalesce around you. You're able to react and pull back quickly enough that you are able to maintain not getting grappled. All right, that brings us to Clarissa.
All right, this is probably stupid, but Clarissa is going to run up to here and cast Cloud of Daggers on herself, which hits
Okay.
in a 5-foot.
Didn't you, like, light yourself on fire earlier today? You want to cast a cloud of daggers on yourself now? Oh, never mind. That was yesterday. We're good.
I'm
New
sure
day.
you like this better than my alternative solution to this scenario.
Fireball.
All right.
So, this is just a concentration spell. It's not like a roll to hit, and it's like an AoE kind of deal. So,
Okay.
so the thingy, I guess, would take the damage from it automatically because it's like an AoE.
I'm pulling up the spell right now. Hold on a second.
Yeah. Let me get the page reference.
Cloud
for
of
it.
daggers. I got it. Level 1.
Oh, and I am going to burn one of my level 2 spell slots on the. Oh, it is a level 2 spell.
It is level 2.
Yeah.
Your character take. Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, cool. Go for it. What's your spell DC on yours?
My spell DC?
Yeah.
You mean my save, right?
Yeah. What's your save?
13.
Okay.
So,
All right. Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll your 4d4.
Yep.
4d4, eh?
For that. Yep. Plus my modifiers. Ah, not that.
Holy shit.
That'll work.
Yeah,
That'll
that'll
That'll do
play.
Yep.
And I'm going to maintain this with concentration, so this will happen every turn if I lose concentration.
All right. Sounds good. All right. So as Clarissa is standing there, you all of a sudden see a flash of arcane energy pop up around her, and in a full circle around her is 10 daggers that stay stationary. She stands there concentrating, and all of a sudden the daggers begin to spin. The circle of daggers that has formed around her begins to spin slowly, and then faster and faster and faster until it is just this raining this spinning cloud of just basically death at this point. She takes a step forward, and the daggers go straight into this creature and deal a significant punch of damage. It reels back. Reels back right as those daggers begin to hit it, and it's getting hurt there. It's getting pretty solidly hurt there. All right, this brings us to Salix.
All right. I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna move.
All right.
How did Salix end up?
Where? Here?
No, I was just reading. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
Did I fuck something up?
I don't think I need.
No.
I think so. Okay.
Nope. That's why I stopped talking. because I was wrong,
Ooh.
and I realized that I was wrong, so I shut
Sure.
up.
I'm going to expend a first level slot to cast Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my god, nat 20. I am killing it tonight.
Dude,
Damn, dude, go for it.
So
where did you buy your loaded dice? Because I could use.
it's just those plastic ones from Amazon. Help yourself. So 25 to hit.
Holy, yeah, that hits.
Oh, and nat 20 is a crit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he crits on it.
How do you crit on spells? Just double damage die again?
Double the dice. Yeah,
Whatever you roll, take it times 2.
and add the modifiers after.
So that's
Doesn't nat 20 just hit always?
4d6.
Yeah, it always hits.
Talk
yeah.
about
Okay,
damage.
I'm honestly asking.
Okay, so that's 4 times 4, 16 plus 2 is 32 plus. That's 32 points of radiant damage.
Holy fucking
Wow.
balls.
To the end of my next turn, everyone else gets advantage on their attack.
As you bring your mace up, you
Dude.
as you bring your mace up, you focus your holy symbol, pointing their mace directly at this creature itself, and point at it. Focus on the symbol of Helm that is currently embedded in the bottom of it, and your body seems to glow for a second with gold energy. The energy coalesces at the very front of your mace and just fires a direct beam at this creature. The creature is struck hard by it and lets out this gigantic scream of pain. One of the individuals inside the actual creature takes that damage, and one of them seems to be relatively one of the arms and limbs that you saw flailing seems to drop and seems to grow limp as the bullet strikes. All right. This brings us to Karma.
Okay, am I still stealth from the last section?
Yes, you would still be stealth.
Okay, I would like to move
For
up
future-
to. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, for future reference, just make sure that you let me know how far back you're standing. Yeah, for now I'll say.
Okay.
Or you will get your sneak attack on this one.
Okay, so I'm gonna move up to right here,
Okay,
and I'm gonna attack with my flame tongue dagger.
go for it.
So, just clarification on the dagger, you said +1 to hit, and then on a hit you deal additional 1d6. Does that mean I get the regular dagger damage as well?
Yep, you do regular damage, and then you deal 1d6 of fire damage.
Okay, so this is, and also I get advantage from Salix, but also because I'm an assassin on this, he hasn't taken a turn yet this turn. The dude hasn't. I would
It is a
normally get
critical.
advantage. I would normally get advantage, but then do I get double advantage from Salix? Is
No
that a
such thing.
It's only
okay.
as soon as you have advantage, you just have advantage. Period.
Gotcha. Okay.
There's no doubling or not doubling. There is
Gotcha.
equaling out. Like if you have advantage, but on another one has but for some reason you have disadvantage, it just is a straight roll.
Okay.
This
first
one,
roll.
it's just you have advantage on it.
Okay. So first roll was a not natural 20. Second one was a not natural 23.
Regardless, it hits. And since with your assassinate perk, is a since he hasn't taken a turn yet, I think it's a critical. No, that's with surprise rounds.
Yeah, it's surprise rounds only. So, let's see. Rolling the dagger first.
Oh, you get it.
That's 3 damage on the dagger, and then 2d6 for sneak attack. Holy shit, double sixes.
Nice.
So, let's see, that's 12, 15, and then I get 1 additional d6 of fire damage. And that's 3. So I get 18 damage total.
All right. As you slash at it, flames. As you go slashing at it, the flames directly erupt from the blade itself, almost making the blade look like it's on fire. You slam into it. the fire really, this thing does not really like it at all. That was a very hard wound for it. So,
And
That
then
was
I'll use
painful.
my my offhand dagger, which is just a normal dagger, just to attack.
Yep.
Normal. First roll's a nat 1. Good thing I have advantage. Next one's a 5.
yeah.
So-
No. Yeah. So no.
Nope.
Neither. So as you're finishing swiping with your flame tongue dagger, you take your other dagger, you plunge it into this. You go to plunge it in, but as you're slamming into it, the form shifts a little bit, and the dagger just kind of whiffs right past it and goes slamming into the ground. You still have purchase. You still have hold on the dagger. You rip it out of the ground, and you're able to kind of get back in your ready stance, ready to go for the next round. Get ready to go for the next round. All right, Clarissa, roll your 4d4.
Hello.
Oh, nope, it's not your turn yet.
Oh, okay.
Clarissa, roll your
Oh.
4d4 of damage.
Okay. Zoink.
16.
All right. All right. Okay. Let's get interesting. All right. I'm gonna not use that dice because that dice hates me tonight. All
No,
right.
use that dice.
Use that.
Use that dice.
Yeah, that one. That's the one you should use.
Nope. All right. Okay. Riven. Okay. One of the vines comes up and slams into, it rises up and slams right down directly on top of you. That is, that definitely hits. It rolled a natural 17.
What's its plus?
It was 17 plus 7, so
Ah, damn it.
yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, that will hit.
That's 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Wow.
oh my.
Oh my, indeed. And
Okay, wait.
so that's one.
No,
That's one vine.
Okay.
One vine.
The second one.
Oh, the second.
The second vine is going to attack Karma.
Okay.
That's a 16
Fuck
hit.
her up, Buttercup.
It hits.
16. Yep. And
Kills you
and
instantly.
that's going to be 10 points of bludgeoning damage as well to you. So,
Okay. I will update
so
my character.
both vines literally just go boom, boom, slamming into Riven and Karma. Both of their bodies crumple underneath. The vines retract back into itself and retract back into itself, and stands there waiting for as both of you guys are currently knocked prone.
Oh,
Both of you guys are knocked prone at the moment. And that is the end of its turn. Moving into Tyrion. Over to you, good sir.
where's my book? Where's my playbook?
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna need a DM ruling on this because I have an idea. It's
Go
a
for
little weird.
Let me know.
Okay, so there's people inside this thing, right?
Yes, there are.
Okay. If Nathan, if you would not mind opening up to page 87 of the player's handbook. Specifically the Nature's Wrath of Channel Divinity. Now what it lets me do is I can cause some vines to spring up and restrain a foe. What I was wondering is if I could try and use those vines to grab the guys inside and pull them out. Provided I get within 10 feet. Because if that's something you'll allow me to attempt, I'm going to attempt to do that.
You can always try.
I will try to do this. So
Go
I'm
for it.
gonna hold on. Let me move.
Vanguard's
Nope.
online.
Hold on.
He is needed. Get the hell over here. He's gonna have to run to the woods.
He's gonna have to run through the woods. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm hurting. I am hurting.
Okay, so I am within 10 feet. I don't think I have to roll anything for that. I do not.
I'm gonna have you roll. You don't have to roll
Right.
anything to activate it, but I'm gonna have you roll a. It'll be a probably a strength check, more than likely for
Strength
this.
check. Okay. Yeah.
And
That's cool. Okay, I can roll a strength check. So, yeah, I'm gonna try and get these guys out of here because it seems that we are at least occasionally hurting them. Strength check. Come on, baby. Boom. That is plus strength plus. Oh, just a straight strength roll. Okay, that's gonna be 21.
all right. As you grasp your holy symbol of
Rillifane, just
thank you,
there you go.
Rillifane. I was like, I keep
I'm
wanting
gonna
to say
go first
Rillifane.
name.
I'm
The
like, I
guy's
know
got
that's
two
not.
names.
I know that's not right.
So.
That's all I'm going to call it. Rillifane. As you grasp your holy symbol of Rillifane, you focus on the natural energy and the nature energy of the forest around you, and you take your hand, you place it on the ground, and you feel the root system of the trees beneath. Using the power of Rillifane, you're able to cast Nature's Wrath, and you see the ground begin to move. And almost water-like. It's able to almost water-like roots. You see what looks to be roots moving in that direction towards this being. Once the roots get close enough, they spring out of the ground. They reach towards the being. This creature sees them coming, but is unable to do a ton about it. The roots grab on. They grab it. They grab the leg of one individual. They begin pulling. There's a bit of a struggle, but all of a sudden, one of the deckhands comes flying out. And is landing. And lands directly next to you. Shits and giggles, I'll use this, and for shits and giggles, I'll use this guy as one of our deckhands. So he is currently standing right about here. The other one is still in the creature itself, though.
Okay, I don't have like a vine around him or anything.
Nope. You were able to deal 2 additional points of bludgeoning damage to it.
Sweet. Didn't even intend to do that. I am such a badass.
But you were able to pull one of the individuals.
All right, so I got one of the individuals out,
and he's currently like sitting there on the ground, being like, "Thank you, sir."
You're welcome. Flee back to the ship.
Vanguard's here.
At which point he flips around and begins running as if to there. Thangard, you.
So, Thangard,
hold on, I'm not.
Thangard
Oh,
went and talked
yeah,
to Lady Moonfire. We decided
We'll come to him in a
we'll get on
moment.
a ship.
Yeah.
We got
We'll
on
come to
the
it in a
ship.
minute. Okay. Anything else?
No. I'm just gonna, because I'm not armed, I'm just gonna pull out my sword and shield and get ready.
All right.
So I'm gonna stay where I am. So I'm gonna turn this over.
All right. At which point Bree runs over to this point, and Bree is able to run over to this point, stands there, takes the dagger that you.
Oh wait, we're on a boat.
Yeah, takes 2 daggers that she seemingly pulls out of nowhere, and flings both of them at the creature itself. Nat 20 on the first one, and
Damn.
11 on the second one. Both of them hit. Six points of piercing damage for the first one. 4 points of piercing damage for the second one. Okay. Right.
How does she get her dagger back?
I love that. All right. Brings us to the top of the round. Riven, your turn.
How's this thing looking? Oh, like, can I tell if it looks like it's hurting?
It being a forest creature and a creature that is seemingly made up of the environment itself. You can't really ascertain the nature on how bad this thing's looking.
Okay, cool. That thing hurts. So I'm gonna take my action to attack.
You're prone.
Alright.
Or well, I'm prone, so I'm
You're-
gonna stand
you
up.
need to-
That
I
takes
was gonna
half
say,
my
you have
movement
to
speed, right?
Yep, takes half your movement to
so-
stand up.
All right, so I'm standing up.
Yep.
I'm gonna attack with my sword.
Alright. Go ahead and roll for attack.
15, 21.
Yep, that'll hit.
All right, so that's 6. By the way, is this thing's not undead, right?
Nope, not undead. I'll
Okay.
let you know if it was.
Okay. 5, 6, 11 damage.
Alright.
And then I want to burn a Kai point for Step of the Wind, which gives me disengage.
Okay.
Right? And then does that mean I can run away?
It means that you can. It means you can move away without it getting an attack of opportunity on you.
That was the plan. All right. So
Yes.
I've got 20 more feet I can move.
Yep.
And I'm gonna move
Away.
20 feet away because that thing took more than half of my life in one swing.
Yeah, it did. All right.
Wait, is that 20? That's 20. All right,
That's 20.
cool.
Okay.
That's where that's it. I'm ow.
All right. So Riven getting up is able to take a slash at the creature. Lets out this sound and is and as it gets hit. This brings us over to Clarissa.
And with
Your
my
turn.
armor class.
All right.
Clarissa.
Clarissa's going to maintain Cloud of Daggers and then use her action to cast Blade Ward on herself.
All right. Go ahead and roll your 4d4 of damage.
Zap.
All right.
And then I think Blade Ward just goes off. I don't think there's any
All right.
special.
Hey, so Clarissa, how would you like to do this?
Oh god.
Oh yes, yes, guys.
How would I like to do what?
Do you guys know what this?
How do you want to
means?
kill it?
Oh, I know what it means.
Oh.
Whatever.
Clarissa wants to like take the cloud of daggers that's surrounding her and just like dive into the middle of it and like part inside out.
That's epic. I love it.
Yes.
All right, so Clarissa, as you're focusing the arcane energy, you're maintaining these arcane daggers that are just constantly spinning around you. You feeling the power and knowing that this thing is just on the edge of death. You are able to summon, able to find the energy and able to summon a few more daggers that currently engulf you, or that currently also begin spinning. However, instead of just spinning in a straight ring around you, you have the daggers form almost form three different circles at around you as well, all spinning at very, very high velocity. You jump up in the air a little higher than the gnome probably should be able to, but for the sake of flavor, I'm going to do it. You jump up in the air, you are kind of just levitating there for a moment, and you fly forward using the arcane energy that you have not a ton of control over, but in this moment you have control over this. You push forward, and your entire body just goes sinking into this creature. The blades are just spinning and racking, and it just lets out this sound as the blades are able to completely just shred this thing into absolute oblivion. The sailor, who is currently inside,
Yeah, I was gonna say theoretically, so with everything inside.
Go, Clarissa.
Hopefully he manages to survive, but
takes a solid 12 points of piercing damage off of that. He is looking pretty rough, but he topples to the ground as the abomination is destroyed at that point.
All right.
America.
All right. So, who's hurt? Besides the
I'm hurt.
I'm hurt.
Hands hurt.
Real bad.
Riven and Karma hurt real bad.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and what, random crew member, right, is not looking so hot?
Yeah.
Let's heal random
he's
crew
currently
member first.
he's currently looking real rough.
Heal the random crew member.
I'm gonna do my
Look
channel
up,
divinity. I just haven't used it yet, so I gotta look it up.
I could deal for now, but
Yeah, I could heal for now, but I would not get on the front line.
You don't know that.
Yeah, for all we know, this forest. could
We're
be-
in a forest full of crazy fucking voices and some sort of blob thing that just tried to eat people, so...
Yeah, but
Perhaps
the
we
sailor
should set the
conscience
forest on
has been-
fire on the way out.
The sailor
No, we
is
are not
conscious,
setting
but he
the
is
forest
just
on fire.
he
Okay,
is
so I'm
just
gonna
very rough right now.
I'm gonna channel divinity and heal Karma and Riven and Deckhand for 5 points each.
All right, go ahead, go for it.
Spreading the love.
All right, all of them heal 5. All of them are able to heal up a little bit. You see that glow of that ethereal glow that has surprisingly been very, very welcome in this area, or within this group. As each of you feel just a little extra surge of energy pulse through your body.
am I not prone now, by the way?
No, you stand up. You're no longer prone.
I hope, right? Right?
As Clarissa's magic fades, and as you get a chance to really look around the surrounding, you notice that behind where the shambling mound was standing.
Look over there.
Yeah, like farther down. I don't have it on this actual map. I just was using this for our attacking area. Farther down in the glade, at the very far end, is a very, very tall and very wide oak tree.
Ooh.
Is there anything to loot?
I was gonna say, has the mound?
The mound has completely disappeared. It is completely dissolved back into earth and leaves and roots and everything like that. It is just a mess. There is, I mean,
It had
nothing
absorbed
really.
less than lucky adventurers with some sweet loot.
Nope.
Damn.
But there's a very, very tall and wide oak tree that is standing just relatively, pretty much in the very, very, at the very back of this glade, and it is in full, like, it is very fully rich. It is very, like, it looks very nice, very pristine, but there's something that looks just odd. Like, you can't quite tell what it is, but there's something just slightly odd and off about it.
Okay, so Karma's gonna tell the ship person to go back to the ship.
Can he even walk, or...?
Yeah, he gets up and says, thank you very much. I don't know
And-
what came over me.
I'm gonna give him general directions as well, so he can get back there.
Okay. He
Oh
begins,
yeah, I think that other guy may have just run off blind into the woods. My bad.
he begins hobbling. He begins hobbling his way back.
But he's not dead for now.
For now.
He begins.
Yeah,
he
it's a
begins
good point.
He begins hobbling his way back down the path that you guys have clearly showed, or clearly trampled as on your way through.
Clarissa's gonna look at the tree and then back to Tyrion, and look at the tree and then back to Tyrion, and go, "Hey, don't you have one of those on your shield? Maybe you should go check it out."
I was about to. I'm gonna put my sword away, and I'm just gonna go up and put my hands on the tree and close my eyes and just sort of
So-
try and cocoon.
Okay, so before you even get to the actual tree itself,
Ruh-roh.
as you're walking up to it, roll a perception check.
Okay. That is a 21. Perception is +2.
Okay.
Yeah,
As you
21.
as you get closer to it, once you're within about 15 yards of it, something the thing that was striking you odd about this tree is the fact that it was missing something. It was missing something that most trees have. And looking at this tree has absolutely no bark on it at all. It is just the underwood of the tree, the very inner wood of the tree. The entire trunk of it, all the way down even onto the roots, is just this very pale,
The Frank
Almost-
Underwood.
almost
tree.
white, almost whitish color underwood of a tree. But as you get towards the center of the trunk, almost eye level to a little, even a little taller up, it's brown, but it looks more like it's been burned, burned in very, very specific ways and specific patterns. Tyrion, you looking upon this, recognize this as something that you have only heard in legend and only have heard of in from your tutor and your master. You recognize this as one of the shrines to Rillifane Ralathil. These places, your knowledge, you know to be normally very, very well guarded, and normally is not. These sanctuaries are not allowed access unless the individual who is wanting to come into this area is able to prove themselves to enter.
Is Thangard with us at this point?
Yeah, Thangard. At this point, Thangard comes rushing through the underbrush and has just now come up upon this tree as well.
Well met, dwarf.
So I took care of my stuff, showed up drunk, and fell asleep on the barge, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
More or less. Tyrion.
Tyrion, as you're gaining as you are able to look a little bit more at this tree, you're able to see that the wood burning of the trunk itself, it depicts a very specific scene, but something that you haven't. It's a very different interpretation of the scene. It depicts what you know of the creation of the material plane.
Okay.
But specifically, this entire intricate, detailed mural, basically, which is wrapping around the entire tree, the entire trunk of it, is showing the placement of different beings, of individuals, of animals, of different races onto the material plane. Onto the material plane, and you see, looking at it, you're able to see the face of, or what you believe is the face of Rillifane, as he is looking over the woodland, looking over his woodland area and looking over the woodland realm. What you're able to see, as you're gazing at this mural.
His face is carved in there. I'm not looking at his actual face, right? Because that would be.
It's not carved, but like within this you see a few beings that you recognize, or you see you see a being that is burned down to the trunk that you assume would be, and that you interpret as Rillifane.
Rillifane, gotcha. Okay. All right, I'm still gonna, put my hands on the tree and just sort of try and okay.
Okay.
Right. Yep. Yep. Hold on 2 seconds. I gotta grab some notes. Yeah, I figured. That's why I've been.
That's why I asked you to. Yep.
Yep. Hold on. I gotta. Yeah, like 30 seconds. I gotta run in the other room. That's on my other pile.
Go for it. As the rest of you are watching, watching Tyrion approach this tree, he seems very like Tyrion is normally like elves in and of themselves are normally very reserved. They keep a lot of their thoughts to themselves. Tyrion looks very emotional at this point. He looks very almost in awe to an extent. Is what he is normally an elf who is able to not show his emotions fully on his face. His face at this point is very, very fully overcome with emotion. Awe, excitement, many different things all playing across the face all at once. It's quite a sight to behold. I don't know if he's back yet.
Probably not.
All right, I'm back. I am back.
Yay.
Okay. What?
Nope. Go.
Okay, so back to where I left off before I had to run into the other room. Clearly, I'm very emotional right now. I caught the tail end of that.
Yeah. There's just a lot of emotions that are playing across your face right
Sure,
now.
absolutely. No, I'm feeling it. This is awesome. Put both hands like on the trunk and just sort of emotion gone. Shut my eyes. Very focused. Channeling into this tree. Communing with this tree. Reaching out to whatever forest spirit is in this tree.
As you of an elf are able to instinctually lower the barriers around your mind, you lower the barriers and you are greeted with the familiar, for lack of a better term, sight of the multiple, almost star-like consciousnesses that are currently enveloping this area. And being in a forest, there's millions and millions of just little specks of light that are within this very, very normally dark area. Just standing there and feeling it, you're able to sense all of the consciousnesses that are within this forest and within this area. You're able to sense Karma behind you, sense Riven and the rest of your party. You're able to sense that they're there, and you're able to almost read some of their thoughts. However, when your mind reaches towards the tree, it is almost as though you are gazing at a sun. The light is so bright, the consciousness is so overwhelming, it's very slow moving in thought and very slow moving, but there is a presence there. There is a consciousness that is within this, that is currently this tree.
Okay. So I'm gonna focus on that, and well, I guess I might as well speak this out loud.
However you want to do it, man.
Think I'm crazy. I'm gonna focus on the bright light because I recognize this. And Ancient One, you are the voice that I have heard in my mind for years. You are the light that spreads life through the forest and throughout this earth. I will be your light. I will guard my light. Despair and death are the darkness. My oath. Fight against the darkness. I will beat it back and cherish the good, the love, and the beauty that nurtures your light, and thus the light of all other creatures in this world. That's it. Oh, no. Sorry.
And Doug, your mic is really loud right
It's
now.
so loud! There we go.
Okay, that really threw me off. Where was I? I will be the light. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, there we go.
Where light can flourish, so too can life flourish. Where this light is threatened, I will be a beacon for it. My honor and my courage will shelter the light and help it grow, as the branches of the trees shelter those beneath them and help them grow. This and always until my dying breath. Yeah, that's it. This is,
As you finish speaking this out loud, both with your voice and with your saying and conveying all of these emotions and your meaning and interpretation of your oath through your mind as well to the consciousness. You're able to sense almost a very pleased emotion, something that is gratifying and agreeing with what you have just said. As you withdraw back into your own personal consciousness and raise your mental barriers again, and take a step back, the first thing you know. Oh my
What?
god! I love it.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Hello, doggy. You hear a dog.
Well, I mean, I am in touch with nature right now. That does
very,
not
very
surprise
much,
me. We're in a
very much in
forest.
touch with nature.
That's actually some brilliant little accidental RP, I think.
That's really cool, actually. Yeah.
Prestidigitation.
As you take a step away and bring your hands back down to your sides, you open your eyes, and the rest of you notice this as Tyrion's finishing. But as Tyrion was speaking his oath, the mural on the tree began to shift and began to move. Tyrion, as you open your eyes, you're watching as these animals and these beings are moving about and through the tree. They're almost running around the tree and just running from where they were coming and doing a continuous, almost what appears to be running and moving so quickly, faster and faster and faster till there is nothing but a blur that is currently happening around. It turns into a full blur. You see 3 points where the wood begins to no longer be this dark, burnt blur, but it is now very, very pure white, almost the white of what you expect the under tree, like the under wood to be of the tree itself. Those 3 points connect with two arches, like two inward curving arches. The mural is still spinning faster and faster and faster, but these lines have begun to appear, even as the mural is continuing to spin and move. From those from the farthest 2 points, 2 more lines begin to curve downward and downward until they coalesce coalesce at one point at the very bottom. The mural at this point has begun to slow and eventually comes to a stop. In front of you is what appears to be a wooden shield that has the images and the carved images, or not the carved images, the burnt images of many of the animals, and at the very center of it is the tree that you currently are standing in front. What you can gather is the tree that you're standing in front of, and an oak leaf is placed in the center of that tree. The rest of the shield is completely this wood burned style of almost art to an extent. It has pushed away from the tree and is now floating in midair between you and this tree.
The badass. I'm going to take the shield.
All right. As you take the wooden shield, you feel the weight of it. It's lighter than you're expecting to, but there is a very, very radiant and arcane energy to it. It's going to probably take a little bit of time to figure out exactly what that means and what it does. But it's definitely something that you feel is going to help you and meant to help you as you progress forward through.
That's fun.
As you touch the shield, a slight breeze rushes through the glade itself, roughly, pretty much, and you all feel it. You all feel this slight breeze rush through the glade, and the tree begins. As the wind touches the tree begins to rock back and forth, and back and forth, and then stands.
What?
The tree stands up and rises up on 2 legs. It turns around, and there in it is within the trunk is a face that just looks down at you, Tyrion, smiles, turns off towards the east, and begins walking back through the forest. About 10 minutes go by as it progresses through the forest, and you eventually, the thudding sounds of its feet eventually fade.
Holy shit!
You guys make your way back to the boats. Most of you, including Bree, are looking are just in a state of shock and awe. You make your way back to the boat, at which point all of the deckhands have been untied from the tree and have regained back on the boat, trying to get ready to set sail again. You guys make your way back onto the boats, and you push off into as you guys continue down and along your trip of the river of Loudwater. And that is where we will conclude our session for the evening.
Bam!
Oh,
That's gonna be stuff to talk about for the week.
more.
Yeah. No kidding, dude. Talk about leave them wanting more. That was
awesome.
Rhino
Woo.
wants more.
I'm not sure what happened, but it was cool.
I mean, yeah, I got to talk to a tree. That was, it gave me a shield and then smiled and walked away. That's some real shit right there. 10 out of 10.
Welcome to Welcome to beginnings of personal quests, guys. I finally get a chance. I love peppering these things in. They're so much fun.
That
Yay.
is
Hey, personal quest.
beautiful.
Did we hit
You
4
don't-
tonight?
We will.
What was that?
Did we hit 4
Probably.
Oh
tonight?
yeah, we definitely will. We're like
Yeah,
what, 50
yeah.
points
I'll let
off?
you guys. Yeah, that
Just tally up the experience and post it and group me.
Yeah, I'll be
Yes,
doing that tonight.
please
I'll be doing
do.
that tonight before I go to bed.
Before could I possibly just
150 points
because
off?
I just something like that. I don't have
No,
that.
like a lot more than that. What?
Oh, are we?
2,700.
Oh okay. No, I'm looking at the wrong number. That's my bad.
Okay.
I'll let you guys know what you guys are at. I'll let you guys know what you guys got to tonight.
Could I bring the shield over to Clarissa and ask her to do her whole magical once-over thing?
I'm a little hesitant about doing this, but you seem to get along fine with tree things, so
You can if you want to.
I'll
She
do it.
might
this
burst
one
into
time.
flame. Watch out.
Wait, was that did you burst in? Were you doing an Arcana check when you did that? I thought you were doing shenanigans.
No, I was just mad.
That's what I thought.
All right.
Are you mad at me for talking to the tree?
No.
Okay, then you can look at my shield.
All right. Give me that thing. All right. So.
I'll send you a Tyrion, I will send you a next session. I'll send you a handout that has everything on there.
Okay,
What it is.
cool.
But I'll go over it. I'll go over it because that's a high enough roll. I can tell you, or at least tell you a few of the properties. There's a few others that roll doesn't quite cover. So the first thing that you notice, so Clarissa, as you're inspecting the shield, you get the feeling that it is that even though it is made of wood, it is resistant and able to pretty much withstand. It would be able to withstand most attacks, whether it is bludgeoning, piercing, things that would normally dent and destroy wood. This shield would be able to resist and not be able to, it would be able to resist them fairly easily. You also get the feeling that as you're just progressing with your kind of check and looking over the shield, you get the feeling that there's something slightly different about it. That it is meant to protect. It is meant to be something that will stand and protect the individual who is wielding it, as well as also potentially try and be able to, or also will want to protect the allies of who its wielder is.
All right, so I'm gonna convey that situation or information to Tyrion, then hand it back to him, and also say, I'm not entirely sure I understand what I just saw, and I've seen some very strange things. We gnomes are not terribly religious folks, so you'll have to fill me in on what happened when we're cruising down the river.
Well, fantastic. Because seeing as I was in charge of the provisions, I'm sure that there's some wine in there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, beautiful. Well, then, yeah, by all means, we can. I'm more than happy to. I guess I'll just leave on the note that I am more than happy to. Shall we say? Oh, elaborate
Yeah.
on what you all just saw. If you want to talk to me while we're on the boat.
Does anyone need to go imminently, or could we stick around in RP for a little bit?
Salix is going to take off for the night. It's 9:30.
Yeah, I was trying to keep. I'm trying to keep our sessions relatively where we need, or where we're wanting.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, I mean, I'm down to RP.
You can do chat. Just assume that everyone's on the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll be
just
up
wanna
to
do
do it in chat, but I need to go lay down so I can fall asleep at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking a short break or rest here? Like, can I?
Well,
roll
you can.
some die?
Yeah.
Well, you're
I mean,
back
we're
on.
the
You're back
boat.
on the boat. The next session will pick up a few days as you guys are continuing down the.
So
Okay,
long.
Wouldn't it be?
long rest?
Am I mistaken that it would be just one day later if we're stopping at the library?
If you're stopping at the library, it'll be about a day later from now. So yeah.
All right. Let's assume
So
we
you,
haven't
you will
rested
get you will get
yet.
a long rest at this point.
Yeah,
I gotta figure out my hit point situation here.
well, if it's a long rest, you're
It's a long
fine.
rest. You
Yeah,
guys will go
back.
back all the way up to
Yeah,
the
you'll
top.
be healed.
That's what I mean. If it's short, I gotta run a.
Quick question for
Yeah.
DM. So right now I'm at +0 Constitution. I plan on taking. Oh, never mind. Scratch that entire thing because I'm putting my point somewhere else. So,
There you go.
Put them in dexterity.
I will say the rogue actually did fairly good tonight. That was pretty. He got some sick damage on the.
Yeah, that was not so.
Yeah, it was
mound.
good. How much HP did that Shambling Mound have in total?
That thing had 120.
Oh, nice.
we melted that pretty fast.
Yeah, we really did.
Well
We
done,
and
guys.
especially considering your, sword wielding paladin didn't actually attack the thing.
You did save one of the sailors, which that
I know,
sailor
right? That was so cool.
That sailor was looking rough. He was looking real rough with those attacks you guys were sending at it.
I was like, as soon as you said that there were things in there that were still alive, I was like, oh my god, maybe I could do this.
It was pretty sick.
So
DJ had some,
pleased
or
with
Tyrion had
myself.
some sick moments tonight. I was quite impressed.
Yeah,
also
and considering how good fun that was for me, I can't wait to see you all do weird things like talk to whatever things you're gonna talk to. I don't know.
I
Vanguard,
can't
you're
wait.
probably
I
gonna
can't
meet
wait for your
some sort of
your guys'
divine
personal
wagon
quest. Is
wheel
sick.
at some point, I think.
Tyrion had Tyrion had a really sick RP moment tonight. I was excited for that. Clarissa and Karma had some sick RP moments tonight too.
Also true.
I had a feeling tonight was going to be fairly heavy on the RP. I was like, okay, I want to get some combat in there, but it's going to be a heavy RP night.
Well, quite frankly, for me at least, my two favorite sessions so far have been the least combat intensive. There was this and the brothel night. Definitely stand out as the best sessions we've had.
Well, for those, and I know Vanguard's in this group who like more of the combat. I think next week will be more of a bloodbath when we go to the library.
Yeah, I have
next
a
week
feeling.
will be interesting.
That's why I really want to hit 4.
All right, well, I look forward to it.
Really hope we hit 4 before then.
You guys should hit 4 by the end of this one. I think I've been doling out XP a little oddly because we're progressing very quickly through the levels. So I'm going to be taking a few minutes to look back on how I've been progressing that out. It's not going to affect where you guys are at, but it will probably affect how I dole out XP in the future.
Slow down.
Yeah,
it'll slow down a little bit.
Care
but,
about hitting levels or whatever.
I hit 6. 6 is all I want. 6 gets me.
It's gonna be a while, man.
It'll slow down a little bit, but I have some very interesting things planned for the future for you guys, and
I'm a little worried about my storyline. I'm pretty sure.
I'm hyped as fuck for your storyline. Yours is gonna be fun.
People are gonna die.
my god, so many people.
So, meta question, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. So, Matrim disappeared. Is he gone from our sessions entirely, or did Matrim just disappear?
It'll be a question I have to chat. It's a thing I have to chat with Pete about. I don't know where he's at. I don't know what he's doing. Pretty much all of you guys have been fairly open on like whether or not you can make the sessions, whether or not you guys can't make the sessions, and if you can't, that's fine. Like, Vanguard was able to pop in real quick just to get like a quick heads up on where we were at for this
Cameo.
So that worked well. I mean, like, yeah, as long as you guys are just communicative with me. I know Rhino and I had some communication errors this past week. So just as long as you guys are constantly communicating with me, like either whether it's saying, hey, Nathan, can we chat over Skype for like 10 minutes? And I'll be like, yeah, that's fine. I prefer DMing that way. So it allows for a very open communication between me and you guys. I got to chat with Pete. I haven't heard anything from him for
weeks,
2 weeks now. And I'm like, you still jumping in? Because if not, I mean, that's fine. But I just, like, it works. I mean, I understand. Everyone's got schedules. Everyone's got busy shit. I'm in the midst of trying to figure college out for next year and get all that shit done. But,
Yeah.
like,
I
everyone's got
think
stuff.
He got screwed with weather tonight, but
That was my thought process, just based on where I know he lives at. But I mean, I have ways, like I have very easy ways that if people are needing to jump out for 2 weeks, I can get you out and I can get back in. It's not that hard. It's not that difficult.
Right.
Pull you
So-
out.
Okay, so continue.
You go
I was
ahead
gonna-
first.
No,
Yeah.
because mine's gonna be a. Don't worry about it. Go.
I was gonna say if you
Save mine
gotta
for
jump
last.
out for 2 weeks, that's fine. Or a few weeks, that's fine. I can make it an in story so that your character is actually where they're supposed to be. If you want them consistently following along, just let me know that. That's fine, and I'll try to play them as much as I can, or at least put them with the party itself. If not, don't worry about it. I have ways, like I did with Pete. I'll have ways where it's like, okay, you're gonna disappear for a little bit, but if you come back, easily have you come back on in. It fits well with the characters, so
Okay.
just keeping that in mind as we're progressing forward.
I'm just updating the map as we go. As you explain, so I'll probably send you a copy of the map this week.
Are you done? That was interesting. Is that the final? Is that the final copy that Juxer that you showed me? Apart from the-
Yeah, so the one that I sent you to group me, is that a high resolution or a good enough resolution to share, or do I need to send it next week?
You could send it to me via Gmail. That'd be fantastic.
Okay, I mean, I can post I was just going to drop it in my Google Drive and post it there.
That could work too.
I'll do that right
Yeah,
now.
it looks sick. It looks absolutely sick. I love it.
If anyone wants to stick around, maybe we can get that pulled up here real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang on for that. While he's doing that, Nathan, could you
Right.
just really quickly?
I'm pulling up the map on stream itself. It looks.
Okay. Could you just really quickly re-describe the shield? So it's a wooden shield.
It is.
It
It
has
is what
an oak tree on it. you
It is
said?
what appears to be a wooden. It is appear to be what a wooden shield itself. It's 3 point. It's like 3-pointed at the top, and those shields and then from the farthest 2 points, it curves down into what you'd think of like a normal like fairly decent size longer shield, not like a circle one. It's more of a longer, more ornate one. It is completely wood. It does have some form of resistance magic to it that you're gathering from.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I know I got all that down, but I was
the-
very engrossed
front-
in your RP and not taking down notes as to what it looked like. So I just need to know what it actually looks like.
The front of it is the wood burned outside of what the tree looks like. It is decorated there's like the very ornate tree in the middle. Like it is basically like that the oak tree that is the normal symbol of Rillifane. But across the entire shield is that wood burning of different animals and creatures all across it. The fact that you can even make out the tree itself is not necessarily a miracle, but it is specifically designed so that as you're looking at it, you still see this mosaic of almost cheetah leopard spots is kind of the thought I'm looking for, but they're all in creature form. But they form a very distinct pattern to show the tree of
All right, fucking awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. on stream, that is the map that Juxer has been working on. It's sexy as hell.
Oh, you said you're pulling that
Badass,
up on
Juxar.
stream.
I just put
Hold on, let
the
me-
higher resolution link in the group me.
It is sexy.
Yeah,
as
let
hell.
me. Okay. Shadow hack.
There, just because it.
Yeah, leave it up for at least a second because I'm loaded. Oh, what?
Yeah, Juxer's been working on this for the past week. That's just Zebros too. That's before we even get to any of the other places.
Oh my god, that is fucking incredible.
I love our group. It's so
Yeah,
fucking
this
awesome.
is.
Happy Tuesday, guys.
Yeah, happy Tuesday.
It's gonna be such a long wait till next Tuesday.
Well, we can
God.
for like a night.
You guys get an RP for a while, so it's gonna be.
Can we just fast
Yeah, well,
forward
we
till
took-
next
you-
Tuesday, please?
You have like a
I-
full day. This is only like this was only like mid morning. Like this all happened in the mid morning, so you have like a full day going into evening to RP through. Should give you a
That is
decent amount of time.
fantastic.
Should give you a decent amount of time in that area.
My fellows, might I recommend that we actually talk about our personal lives
Okay.
in the meantime, because we haven't
Well, you can
tried to touch that yet. I think
feel
it's
free
time
to
to start
Up to you
talking
guys.
about
You've been
that.
too busy killing goblins and thieves and
Yeah.
running away from zombies.
yeah. But yeah,
Well-
that.
That we perpetually forgot about for 3 weeks. Thank you for remembering that.
Let's make an effort at least for this
That's
week.
fine.
so
Well,
we
I
can
mean,
get to
dude,
know
I'm,
each other as
it's-
people.
yeah, I'm on the ship. You're more than welcome to
This has been day.
come talk to me.
You're on day
Next week,
6. You guys have
I-
known each other for a single week at this point. Well, almost a full.
Oh
week.
wait, no, that is day 6, isn't it?
That's day
Yeah,
6 right there.
That is day 6.
Yeah, seems about enough time. We've gone through enough death harrowing
and the amount of shit-
experiences and just generally killing shit together. We should be comfortable enough with each other to talk about our personal lives.
Yeah, so I mean
And
that's
a lot
the
of that depends on your guys' history.
Did
And
you see
Yeah.
Sabuko's suggestion?
bring it up in RP.
Ibuka said, Dick. Make him
It's
fall
like-
asleep in
You guys do know who Sabuko is, right?
Uh-uh.
yeah, that's Swagga.
That's
Yeah.
Swagga?
Swagga.
Oh, that's Swagga? Okay,
Okay.
that makes so much more sense now.
Whenever I see him, I'm like, oh, Swagga's watching. That actually makes me really happy whenever I see
Because
him.
one of the things I was going to ask earlier actually is that if anybody drops out of our group, I say we pick up Swagga right away. Because I know he wants to be in that secondary group.
Yeah, I'm still
um,
trying to get that one to happen.
Yep.
God, can you handle?
So
Are you gonna DM that too?
I would be DMing 2 groups. That's what I would be
Yeah,
doing.
it's a lot of work for every week.
I have a way that I can do it, and if the second group doesn't happen, it just means more content for you guys.
Oh, bummer.
Because I picked up one of the published books that Wizards of the Coast produced, and I was like, I was reading through it. I'm like, holy shit, I want to put everybody through this right now. And I was like, I had to restrain myself from being like, and you're in the Underdark. Like, I had to restrain myself from doing that this week. It was interesting, but I'm excited. And I'm also going to pick up a few of the other publications that they did too, because a few of them will help me with some other things in this world. But the reason I picked that publication up was if I do that publication with you guys, I'll be able
Said
to.
you.
If I do that publication with you guys, I'll be able to. It'll give me a little bit more time to continue working on personal quest lines, and like really developing them a little bit more. Because the idea behind it is each of those quest lines is like a subquest, but it is also like a full story arc in and of itself.
Right.
Because all of this that we are producing and doing is a full story arc just in and of itself. So it's going to be interesting. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
Yeah, Sabuko, I will hit you up. I know we've had a few inquiries about having some guest stars appear with us as well. So we'll keep that in mind and figure out how we are going to make that happen. Been quite an experience so far. I forgot how much I love this D&D group, and not even just this D&D group itself, but just in general. Enjoying to see how all this plays out.
Indeed. All
So
right,
hyped.
guys.
Nighty night.
I'm off for the night.
Hey, gents.
Nathan, it's safe to assume that if we want to talk to Brea, you'll RP her in chat.